right, Matt, welcome to the Chick-fil-A kickoff game as part of Xfinity Kickoff Week. From Atlanta, Georgia, inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you are watching the ACC on ESPN. A week one to remember in college football concludes tonight here in Atlanta with fourth-ranked Clemson taking on Georgia Tech. Two-time national championship winning coach Dabo Swinney looks to get his team back to the top of the college football mountain. Can DJ Uiagalelei get them there and take his spot in the pantheon of Clemson quarterback greats? The Tigers' defense, meanwhile, is monstrous, led by Brian Brzee, who missed most of last year due to injury, but is ready to go tonight. Georgia Tech quarterback Jeff Sims looking for a breakout season, both for himself and the Yellow Jackets program. It all starts on Monday night in Atlanta.
The colors and vibrations of college football that we've missed.
Let's go! You have got to be kidding me!
What else can this game bring us?
You missed it! Dapper missed the kick! It's gonna be a scoop and score! Yes! Murray Birdie with a diving pick! It's blocked! It is blocked! It is blocked!
How great is college football?
I'm on the big screen. I took a big swing out of life. I'm doing big things in my life. I deserve 6 rings like a Mike.
All the timeouts have been used. Down to this. Here's the run. It's a shovel pass. Clemson will survive.
Nothing's easy. You know the kind of environment that we're walking into.
We are prepared for whatever they're going to do.
College football is all the way back.
The appetite for college football continues to soar after an outstanding week one. One more to go. Fourth-ranked Clemson and Georgia Tech. And hi, everybody. Dave Pasch alongside Dusty Dvorak. We'll check in with Tom Luginbill in a minute. It was a very busy offseason, whether it was realignment talk or college football playoff expansion. But the play on the field in week one has matched the offseason in terms of the excitement and energy. The magic, Dusty, and unpredictability of college football on full display here so far in week one.
There's nothing better than college football. And week one has been unbelievable. From the backyard brawl to what we saw in New Orleans last night. Man, this has been absolutely incredible. And tonight, we put an exclamation point on a great start to this season.
Can Clemson get back to the college football playoff? That's the story tonight. The Tigers missed out last year after a 6-year incredible run. 6 straight ACC championships, 6 straight college football playoff appearances, 2 national titles with 2 different quarterbacks. But last year, a rough start. 4-3 record. They did win their final 6 games, including their bowl game, to get to 10 wins. But the quarterback, DJ Uiagalelei, struggled. He has to play better, Dusty, if Clemson is going to be in playoff contention in 2022.
I think the real question is, who is DJ Uiagalelei? As a true freshman, he was sensational lighting it up. That's why he was a Heisman favorite last year, and last year it just didn't go well. He's reshaped his body, losing 30 pounds. He's reshaped his mind, gaining confidence, worked on the fundamentals, including his footwork. He thinks he's primed and ready. If he's back to the guy he was a freshman, look out. This Clemson team is dangerous and likely back in the college football playoff.
Meanwhile, Georgia Tech, well, they would take Clemson's 2021. 3 straight 3-win seasons for the Yellow Jackets. Very important year for Jeff Collins and company. With more on Georgia Tech, here's Tom.
Well, guys, a lot is riding on quarterback Jeff Sims. There's no doubt about that. A highly touted quarterback coming out of high school in the 2020 class, a 5th-ranked dual-threat quarterback. A lot of Georgia Tech fans said, hey, this is the guy we need to turn the quarter. It's been anything but to this point. Now, he's shown flashes, but flashes are not going to beat the Clemson Tigers tonight. If you look at these clips against North Carolina in this building a year ago, you can see some of the magical athleticism that this young man brings to the table. But it's going to be about decision-making. He cannot afford catastrophic mistakes against a vaunted Clemson defense. Jeff Sims has to make consistently good decisions tonight.
All right, Tom, and here come the Tigers. Surrounding this Clemson team. Trying to get back to the playoff, and Georgia Tech just trying to get going as a program. Tech hasn't beaten a top 5 team in 13 years. Can they pull the upset tonight? Kickoff from Atlanta is next.
Welcome to Xfinity Kickoff Week.
Moments away from kickoff in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This is a home game for Georgia Tech. Plays one game a year here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they welcome the 4th-ranked team in the country, the Clemson Tigers. Dabo Swinney has done a phenomenal job when you consider where this program was 15 years ago. They've won the last 7 meetings. Last year was a close call. They had to stop Georgia Tech on essentially the goal line on 4th down to escape with a 14-8 win. Clemson won the toss and deferred, so the Tigers will kick it off to Georgia Tech. Jeff Collins in year 4. New offensive coordinator, new quarterbacks coach, Heisman Trophy winner Chris Winkie, who's been a big factor. Talk more about that as we go along. B.T. Potter. And it will come out to the 25. Since Jeff Sims came to Georgia Tech from Jacksonville, Florida, after originally committing to Florida State and Willie Taggart, he's put on almost 40 pounds and has shown flashes of brilliance. Can he get it done tonight against one of the best defenses in college football? Dylan McDuffie, one of many transfers to Georgia Tech, as the running back. He had 1,000 yards at Buffalo a year ago. Off play action, Sims looking deep, arm hit, takes a shot, ball is underthrown. Picked off inside the 30-yard line by Andrew Makuba.
Newland throws an interception.
Well, it starts with the pressure. K.J. Henry with a nice bull rush gets inside, hits Jeff Sims as he tries to deliver this pass. And really can't get into the throw. Really good job pressing the pocket. And in center field, Andrew Makuba, going to be one of the great safeties in all of college football. He's a freshman All-American last year. You see the ball skills in perfect position inside the wide receiver and makes a great play. And Clemson, one play, one takeaway. What a start for one of the best defenses in all of college football.
Georgia Tech trying to be aggressive with its first play. And it's a turnover. Clemson will start from the 27-yard line. Will Shipley is the tailback. He had 2 touchdowns against Georgia Tech last year. Off the right side past the 30. Gain of 5 on the play for Shipley. DJ Uiagalelei from the Inland Empire. More interceptions and touchdowns, and finished with the 2nd worst completion percentage in the ACC. But we talked at length with him this week, and he talked about how he's in a much better place mentally and physically. Dropped about 30 pounds. The knee brace is gone. Moving much better and thinking much better. 2nd and 5. He fakes the pitch and keeps. And comes up about a yard short of the line to gain, bringing up 3rd down.
It's all about getting his confidence in the right place. He lost his confidence a season ago, and he was a different player. Expect a lot of quick game, quarterback run, get him some early confidence, get him into a rhythm, get into a flow. As new offensive coordinator Brandon Streeter, also the quarterback's coach, knows exactly what DJ likes.
Always good for the quarterback to get 3rd and short, Dusty, early, so you can move the chains and add to that confidence you referenced.
Question, this offensive line much improved. They think it could be a strength of this offense. I think Will Shipley.
They do have a true freshman starting at right tackle. Uiagalelei had trouble with the snap, and he's brought down short of a 1st down. It'll be 4th and 1. We'll see what Clemson does here. Micaiah Scott on the takedown, and Clemson will punt it. It's a big play for a defense needing confidence, one that really struggled last year.
Yeah, no question. And that ball hits DJ right in the hand, just doesn't look it in. He's able to try to make something out of nothing, but nice job by 8, Micaiah Scott. They expect to be the premier interior defensive lineman for this Tech defense. Nice stop after the takeaway.
Aiden Swanson, the punter. Nate McCullum backing up, and it's fair caught at the 14-yard line. No score early on at Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. Welcome back to Atlanta. Let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A impact players.
Well, you know I'd go defense, partner, and it's about Brian Brzee. He's the best of one of the deepest defensive lines in all of college football. Tore his ACL against NC State last year. He's back, and man, is he a force. And Charlie Thomas, the leader of that Tech defense.
And you see it on display there. McDuffie wrapped up by Brzee, who says he grew up watching J.J. Watt and then became a fan of Aaron Donald as time went on as well.
So good with his hands, as you see, hand fighting with the offensive line of Georgia Tech. Sheds the block, and an early TFL in this ball game.
1 yard loss, so second down and 11, and they go empty here.
Blocking that front going to be the biggest challenge for Tech here tonight.
Sims with a short throw to Hassan Hall, and he gets whacked at the 15, but gets about 5 yards, so third down and about 5 coming up.
I like that play choice. Dusty, get the ball out of his hands, get him some confidence after the interception, and off you go.
No question, Tom. You dial it up, you take the shot early, see if you catch Clemson being over-aggressive, and now rebuild that confidence for Jeff Sims. Third down right here will be interesting. Remember, such a good runner. If nothing's there, he can and will tuck it and go.
So Chip Long there, first year as the offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech. Sims completion, but short of a first down to the 21-yard line. McCullum on the catch, but it's fourth down and a couple. So Tech will punt it. We talked about new offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech. Clemson has a new defensive coordinator. Brent Venables, as successful as any coordinator in the last 2 decades. He's now the head coach at Oklahoma. Wes Goodwin has taken over as the defensive coordinator for Clemson. He coached the bowl game. He's been at Clemson off and on the last 13 years, spent a few years in Arizona as an assistant to Bruce Arians, but really wasn't working on the field, as there's contact with the punt returner. May have been by his own man, and that's why a penalty flag wasn't thrown. It's down at the 35-yard line.
Avoiding a little bit of disaster right there, partner. Like Sheridan Jones runs into the returner.
Yeah, Will Taylor got tripped up by his own guy. So second offensive series for Clemson, which last year was 100th. You think about how potent their offenses have been, whether it's Deshaun Watson under center, Trevor Lawrence, but last year offensively they were below average, yet still won 10 games. They went 3 and out despite a takeaway on their first drive. Another snap that goes high, and a swing pass out to Brandon Spector. Clemson fans are glad to see Spector back after missing all of last year. Had some COVID issues and some breathing problems a couple years ago. There's Brandon Streeter, who takes over for Tony Elliott as the offensive coordinator. He's a former player at Clemson, played quarterback, and he's been the quarterback coach with the Tigers since 2014.
Called plays when he was at Richmond as well as Liberty, and now running that quarterback room and running this offense. It's implemented up to 50% new offense and verbiage. Get a chance to take a look at that here tonight.
Uiagalelei throws, and it's pulled in near midfield and into Georgia Tech territory. Bo Collins able to break a tackle out of bounds at the 40-yard line for 22 yards.
Boy, a lot of cushion out there by Miles Sims, the cornerback, and a good timing throw. Just a simple out-cutting route. Ball's out of DJ's hands just as Collins is making his break on time and on target. Nice job after the catch as well, picking up some extra yards.
First time in Georgia Tech territory, and they're going to run it here with Will Shipley, and a flag is down. Shipley gains 3. Marcus Woods, our referee.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 9. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
That's on Kyle Kennard. Those are the kind of penalties you can't have anytime, but certainly when you're trying to knock off a top 5 team.
Kyle Kennard working here on the left tackle. Jordan McFadden gets his hands up in the tight end Davis Allen's headgear. Easy call for the officials.
It's got to frustrate Jeff Collins. I mean, that's the stuff you talk about all offseason, being disciplined. And here in the first quarter, 5 minutes into the game, you commit a 15-yard penalty. Going to take off here inside the 20 and down to about the 17. Ball came out and Ghana jumps on it.
They're wrestling for that down below.
There's a Georgia Tech player that came away with it. We don't have a signal yet. Ace Ely came away with the ball, and they're saying it's Georgia Tech football. Boy, I thought Ghana had it in his hands, and then it was ripped out.
Ruling on the field was a fumble, recovered by Georgia Tech.
Oh, is he down? That's the first thing.
Coming loose before he went down.
But then also, did Ngata recover the ball, and was he down before it was recovered by Georgia Tech? Well, doesn't look like it was secured.
It's crazy down there, Dave.
Close. We'll sort it out when we come back.
The Chick-fil-A Kickoff on ESPN is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. It's the little things that make game day worth celebrating.
So the ruling on the field stands, and here's why. It's really hard to tell as Uiagalelei's left leg is about to go down, and Ace Ely comes in and punches it out.
The old peanut punch. Watch it punch it right on the football. Bang! Comes out. And then how about the awareness? Ngata jumps on the football, and Ely, scrappy, jumps on top, rips it away. Massive play here for Georgia Tech.
And you see there, as Ngata, Jalen King comes in and keeps fighting. Ngata needs to secure that. He had it ripped away, but give Jalen King credit for helping. Wow. So now Georgia Tech, after the takeaway, goes to work. Sims dumping it off across the middle and out to the 23. Nate McCullum, who had 13 catches all of last year. He's been targeted a few times already in this game. Wearing Demarius Thomas's number that DT wore at Georgia Tech, wore number 88 in the NFL. The late Demarius Thomas, as that pass is pulled in by Carter. And they're going to continue to give that number 8 out. It's actually a number that McCullum wore last year, but it's a number they're going to give out each year to one offensive player and one defensive player who best represents what Demarius Thomas stood for.
Tragedy, the loss of Demarius Thomas, but Georgia Tech's done an outstanding job of memorializing him properly. And Nate McCullum first to get a chance to wear that jersey.
Well, I think Clemson was expecting that. Jeff Sims easily gets the first down against that monstrous defensive line.
Get behind your center. Nice block there inside by Weston Franklin. Gets a little movement. Opens up that right A-gap, and Jeff Sims easily gets forward to move the chains.
And Dusty, I'll tell you, some of this tempo and the quick snap has Clemson reeling a little bit. A lot of guys looking to the sideline while Georgia Tech's already lined up.
They'll run it on first down. Nowhere to go. Dante Smith dragged down. Barrett Carter for Clemson, who is one of the new starters on defense. They lost James Skalski, Valen Spector. They also lost their 2 starting corners, but a lot of these guys got significant playing time last year.
Barrett Carter's going to be a future superstar. He can play any of the linebacker spots. You see him there off the edge. He was good in zone coverage, and the previous drive off to a good start here for the talented sophomore.
Give it to Smith again. Brazee is in there first, and again, no running room. Maybe a yard, so 3rd down and long coming up.
Ryan Brazee, such a force inside. The footwork, the hand placement, his key goes away, trying to reach away from that backside tackle, can't get there. As talented as there is in college football, great to see him back on a college field. And this third down here is where we typically see Wes Goodwin, Clemson dial it up and bring some type of pressure to confuse this front for Georgia Tech.
It's a young group, a lot of transfers on that O-line. Here's a screen, beautifully set up to Smith, past the 35, and out of bounds, close to the line to gain. Barrett Carter wrapped him up, and he appears to be a yard short. We'll see if Georgia Tech gets up there, quick snap, and goes for it on fourth down.
Love the play call from Chip Long. Anticipating pressure, run the screen right into it. In fact, they're going to come up just short, but a really nice play call there.
Where's the ball
third
here?
and long.
When he goes out of bounds, he lands on Carter. He doesn't land on the ground, and then he ends up out of bounds. Might be closer than the actual spot. They are going for it on fourth down. They run the same play. Sims straight ahead, and they get the first down out near the 40.
Wow. Rolling the dice here on fourth and short on his own side of the field against that front. Fearless is what Jeff Collins is here to start the game. Watch the center, 72, Weston Franklin, 60, Paula Vaipulo. Excellent job opening up that A-gap. And Jeff Sims, second time he moves the chains with a quarterback sneak.
8th play of the drive coming up. Now we got a stoppage of play here. Penalty flag. I think Georgia Tech broke the huddle with 12 men.
Substitution infraction, offense, more than 11 players in formation. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So a mental error after you get the big physical play, as you saw P.J. Harris running off late.
And one thing they're going to do under Chip Long, he has a multiple offense, a lot of personnel groupings, a lot of different formations. They will be running guys on and off the field, and they got caught there with too many.
So first down and 15, and they're going to run it again to Smith. He gets gobbled up in the backfield by Trey Williams. They got so many dudes on that D-line. Rook Arroyo was in there too. They're really trying to run it between the tackles.
Good luck. That front is tough. 8, Trey Williams. You see him kind of slanting, getting inside that tackle. And then it's Rook Arroyo, breakout player here in fall camp. He's been unblockable. Both guys unblockable there, setting up second long.
Georgia Tech going backwards now, second down and 18. So a 3-yard loss after the 5-yard penalty. There ain't 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Sims to the air, and a long throw. It's caught by Hassan Hall, and a nice tackle at the 28-yard line by Carter. So another negative play. Loss of about 4, and it's 3rd and 22.
Tom, Barrett Carter is a highly touted guy coming out. Man, he is making his imprint felt in this game early. Great speed and awareness on the field.
Yeah, there's no question. And I see what Georgia Tech's trying to do, trying to get them tired, run them sideline to sideline. But this is a well-conditioned defense that's been able to substitute and rotate. Not only show tremendous talent, and Carter's one of them, but tremendous depth. There's no drop-off when they rotate.
See how Georgia Tech handles this 3rd down at 22. Another flag. It's going to be 3rd down at 27.
False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Even if Georgia Tech doesn't get this first down and has to punt here on 4th down, as you look at the false start, but the fact that DJ Uiagalelei turned the ball over, I mean, that's if I'm watching at home, that's what I'm curious about. How does that impact him after all the talk in the offseason about Cade Klubnik coming in? And does he have to look over his shoulder? The coaches have been very bullish. As that screen pass, hard to tell if it was forward or backwards. It was forward. It's incomplete. So they're going to punt. But right now, if I'm Dabo Swinney and that coaching staff, are you talking to DJ, or are you letting him go? He's a veteran. He's been through this before. See how he responds, or is it a conversation?
I think it's somewhat of a conversation, but you let him go. It's a great individual play made by Ace Healy, knocking that ball loose. But we did talk with Andrew Thacker, and he told us, look, quarterbacks, they have the worst ball security of most ball handlers. He told us when DJ runs, they're going to come after the football. And that's exactly what we saw in that previous possession.
Yeah, great play, but he still turned it over. And this is a guy that had trouble with turnovers last year. Great punt, fielded at the 25-yard line by Will Taylor, and good coverage by Georgia Tech. 4:03 to go in the opening quarter. Still no score in Atlanta. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman kick off their tenure as the Monday night ESPN football crew. Next Monday with the Broncos and Seahawks. Russell Wilson, his first game in the NFL, playing for another team, and it happens to be in Seattle. As Denver heads up north, and will be on ABC and ESPN. So Clemson starts on the 29th. So far the offense has looked a lot like last year's offense. We'll see how Uiagalelei does here on this drive. Looking deep, now airing it out and just throwing it away as everybody was covered. He was looking for Spector, but there were a couple of Yellow Jackets who were down there in the secondary to make sure that DJ threw it out of bounds.
Poor pass there, Dave. The protection was pretty good. I don't think he saw an open target, so he just elected to throw it out of bounds. 14th turnover since the start of last season after that fumble. To your point, mentally, where is DJ right now? Remember, he had the bobbled snap. He's had the fumble. Let's see if he can overcome it here on this drive.
And they hand it off here to Kobe Pace. No running room. Only a gain of 2. Georgia Tech, we were watching practice the other day. They got some guys up front as well. Maybe not to the talent level of Clemson, as Big Zeke was in there to make the stop, but got a lot of transfers.
Zeke Biggers. Is there a more fitting name in college football? He's 6'6", 340 as he's coming off the field, but a nice job stuffing the interior and forcing a 3rd and long situation.
They were 99th in the country on 3rd down last year. 3rd and 8. See if Tech brings pressure. They only rush 4. Uiagalelei from the pocket. Going to get hit. And down he goes. Sacked back at the 22-yard line. Keon White in the backfield for a 9-yard loss. Daquan Dowse was in the backfield at the feet of the quarterback as well.
Well, Keon White was never healthy all year last year. Really good job working on a true freshman, Blake Miller, making his first start. Good long arm as he gets there, but the coverage down the field, it was solid. DJ didn't find anything that he liked, and a quality job as that pocket collapses, and Georgia Tech off the field here once again.
Nate McCullum is deep for Aiden Swanson, the punter. And McCullum signaling and secures it at the 30-yard line. Our Saturday night football game presented by Capital One. 14th ranked USC taking on Stanford at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Also on the ESPN app. We'll also have games on ESPN Plus. Kansas, West Virginia, Ole Miss in action. Oklahoma as well, taking on Kent State. Obviously with Oregon losing right here on Saturday, all eyes on USC. And the Trojans carry the torch for the Pac-12. Obviously got a whole season to go, but not a good look for Oregon. Although Georgia is the defending champs and looks like they're going to be in it at the end again. On 1st down, Sims rolling out. Being chased, dumps it off to his tight end. The ball comes free. Are they going to rule catch and fumble? Or an incomplete pass? The catch was made by Benson. Barrett Carter with the big head. And they're going to rule catch and fumble. So it is a 1-yard gain.
Pads popping out here today.
4 out of bounds. Ball brought back to the spot of the fumble.
Barrett Carter just all over the field. Excellent job. Plant, drive, come up. Picture perfect tackle. Knocking the ball loose.
Back to the ground game. Hassan Hall can't get the edge. Clemson just too much speed. Levante Bentley was there on the stop, bringing up 3rd and long.
Clemson defense against the run, where they run to the football. Excellent pursuit. Jeff Sims here in 3rd and long situation. Already seen him find his favorite target, Nate McCullum. A great camp. I think Wes Goodwin might try to heat him up here with some pressure.
Sims stepping up, climbing the pocket, taking off. And he gets hammered to the ground by Trenton Simpson at the 35. So it's 4th down and 5. Georgia Tech will punt it away. So far the defense for Clemson hasn't missed a beat.
You know, Dusty, you're talking about, Wes Goodwin, the defensive coordinator at Clemson, maybe thinking about dialing it up. He may not need to, because his 4-man front is outmanning Georgia Tech up front. he might be able to create just some gains and some havoc and some stunts and some twists and just use a 4-man front.
He brought 5 there, brought Trent Simpson over the center. Nice job retracing when the quarterback broke the pocket and tried to rub it. You're right, Tom. This front 4 doesn't need a lot of help.
Shanahan with a bad punt, but it takes a good bounce for Georgia Tech inside the 15-yard line and out of bounds at the 13. So 62-yard punt, and about 40 of that was in the air.
Well, we thought we were going to see an improved offense from Clemson. Been some struggles here so far early. Bobbled snap on a 3rd and short. The punch out there, fumble as they're going in to score. Taking a sack on 3rd down. This Clemson offense and DJ Uiagalelei yet to find their rhythm. And as you mentioned earlier, very reminiscent of the offense we saw a season ago.
It was interesting, too, in talking with Dabo Swinney this week. He said, look, this is the deepest quarterback room I've had. And a lot of people thought this was an interesting comparison, saying that his top 2 quarterbacks remind him of when DJ Uiagalelei was the backup to Trevor Lawrence. Some thought it might have been when Kelly Bryant was the starter and Lawrence was the backup. As Pace gets out to the 15 for about 2 yards. It just seems like the coaching staff, and understandably, they're doing everything they can to instill confidence in this young man, including how they're presenting him outside the organization right now.
No question. And that's all we heard over and over and over. Confidence, confidence, confidence. And we spoke with him. He felt more confident. You know, we haven't seen him push the football down the field at all.
We didn't see it in the bowl game last year. Almost every pass was a swing pass or underneath. See what happens on 2nd and 8. Uiagalelei looks like a designed quarterback run, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Daquan Dowse there again for Georgia Tech, and that ends the first quarter here in Atlanta. No score between number 4 Clemson and Georgia Tech. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill in Atlanta with a look from our AT&T 5G Skycam. DJ Uiagalelei 3 for 4 passing, but only 6 yards per attempt. A lot of talk in the offseason about one of the top recruits in college football, Cade Klubnik. Would we see him tonight? We haven't yet. Big 3rd down here for Uiagalelei and the Clemson offense, which had just 43 yards of offense in that first quarter. And he pick up 3rd down and 8. Trouble, steps up and now flips it forward, and a good tackle there on Pace after he made the catch at the 20. So it's 4th down and 3. KJ Wallace got enough to slow down Pace, and so they force another punt.
Pressure comes from the inside. Keon White slides down, has a 3 technique. Really good job condensing that pocket, and then you see Ace Ely coming on the wrap inside. Nowhere for DJ Uiagalelei to go with the football. This offense is flat, my friend.
And Charlie Thomas did a good job in there. Georgia Tech looks disciplined defensively. Good punt. McCullum has it around the 28-yard line. 48-yard punt. Let's take a look at our lineup. The U.S. Open Women's Final Saturday afternoon on ESPN. Our Saturday night football game on ABC is USC Stanford. U.S. Open Men's Final Sunday on ESPN. And as we discussed, our Monday night game, Russell Wilson going back to Seattle, Denver, and the Seahawks on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Plus with Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. So Georgia Tech offensively has struggled also. 13 of their 24 plays have gone for 1 yard or less. And again, this is a stout Clemson defense, as you see right there on the jet sweep. Malachi Carter picked up and slammed to the ground by KJ Henry.
KJ Henry, the unblocked player, just a little jet sweep, not fooling the veteran defensive end. Just gets up the field unblocked, and that's a mistake. Better identify number 5 before you run that play again.
4.5 sacks last year. Movement by Georgia Tech.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
When you think of the guys on this D-line, you highlighted it, Dusty, in the Open, and you played defensive line in the NFL. I mean, how many of these guys you think we'll see on Sundays? I'm not just talking about the stars. I'm talking about 2 deep and even beyond that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, this is as deep as they've been since 2014, when they had a load of players in the National Football League. Another movement off the left side for Georgia Tech, just shooting themselves in the foot.
False start. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's a left tackle, Corey Robinson.
They got dudes, man. That's what they do here at Clemson. Brzee, Miles Murphy. We haven't even called his name much. And he's a fantastic defensive end. Tyler Davis, outstanding in the middle. Trenton Simpson running all over the place. And more guys than just we have on the graphic for Wes Goodwin.
5th penalty on Georgia Tech. Sims comes back and gets a chunk of it back, about 8 yards out to the 23. You know, Wes Goodwin is a player that Dabo Swinney had on his radar for a long time. And he told him a couple years ago, look, Brent Venables is going to get a head job. You're my guy. Don't go anywhere. And Wes had an opportunity to actually take another job. He wouldn't tell us where it was, but he said he needed a break to make a decision. So he went to a department store with his wife. He goes into a sporting goods store. There's a Clemson helmet, and there just happens to be the helmet of the other place where he could have gone. He said, that was a sign. I'm staying at Clemson. Underneath, it's juggled and then caught about 8 yards short of the line to gain, so it's going to be 4th down.
Doesn't hurt that you have this kind of talent to work with at Clemson as well. Look, Wes Goodwin's been 7 years under Brent Venables. There's some slight tweaks to this defense, but the structure is pretty much the same. And anyone we've talked to, as we did the bowl game last year, Whiz Kid, Wes Lachek, I mean, he is as sharp as they come, and most people around the sport think he's going to be a rising star as a defensive coordinator.
Clemson blocks the punt at the 20-yard line. Ball is rolling around, and it's scooped up at the 15 by Spector. He gets leveled out of bounds at the 5-yard line, but that's the kind of play Clemson needed based on the offensive struggles. Carson Donnelly blocked it.
Well, if your offense can't get it going for you, dial up a punt block. That's exactly what we see here from Clemson to get this offense in business. Excellent job working inside, fighting through that block on the interior. And a big-time block by Donnelly and a scoop by Spector. Just working inside. Luke Benson unable to secure that block as he gets penetration, takes the ball off the foot, and the Tigers are in business inside the 5.
Phil Maffa, who is the big back for Clemson at 230 pounds, is in here behind Uyunglele on 1st down and goal at the 5-yard line. Maffa gets the carry, stood up, and forward progress stopped at the 3, so a gain of 2.
Got to be impressed with the way Georgia Tech on the interior has been holding up. Clemson closed out the season running the football very well. This staff really believes this is as good an offensive line as they've had in a while. But going against that defensive line, we've been highlighting all night in practice every day and holding their own and getting the better of them at times. But so far, it's this Tech front that's bringing the fight to the Tigers.
2nd and goal from the 3. Maffa again, push back at the 1-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and goal. It was Ace Ely in there again, the grad transfer from Maryland. He's made several plays tonight.
That big frame at 6'3", 235. Plays all throughout. Go ahead, Tom.
Dusty, think about the players you're mentioning. Ely, Keon White, Micaiah Scott. Those are the transfer portal guys that have obviously come in and improved this roster. 17 of them on the roster. See if they get another stand here on 3rd down.
2 straight run plays till they run it again. They will. Uyunglele slips, and down he goes at the 2-yard line. 4th down. Do they take the points after the block punt?
I think Dabo's going to go for it here. I think they need to make a statement to this team. Defense, special teams gives you the football right there on the 5. It's time for this offense to step up and make a play.
But at the same time, you just got gifted points. Why not just take them?
But your defense is going to have Georgia Tech backed up.
That's true.
In their own end zone.
You got to send a message to your offensive line right here.
Also, it shows trust in DJ Uiagalelei. That's if they throw it.
Play action pass. Watch for Davis Allen, the tight end, 84.
Got a timeout by Clemson. Let's see if they change their minds.
Timeout, Clemson. They're first.
Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A kickoff game as part of Xfinity Kickoff Week. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill down on the field. No score. Clemson going for it on 4th down. They blocked a punt, took over, had 1st and goal on the 5, and now it's 4th and goal from the 2.
Heavy personnel in. Tight end, fullback. Will Shipley enters the game.
They ship those 2 tight ends over to the left side. Shipley, and he walks into the end zone for the touchdown. He had 11 rushing touchdowns a year ago as a true freshman. Might have been their best offensive player last year as a true freshman, and he gets the first touchdown of 2022 for the Tigers.
You had to run there, Dave. You had to make a statement. I would have to imagine there was a lot of words mentioned by Dabo in that huddle.
Point after is good by Potter. 7-0 Clemson.
Expressing to his offensive line, we got to open up the hole. We got to punch this into the end zone. Left side of your offensive line, your best lineman, Jordan McFadden. And then your tight end, Davis Allen. Watch McFadden with the block down and Allen with the kick out. Nice hole off the left side as Shipley walks in the end zone and finally gets his Clemson offense on the board. Excellent job there by the senior, Jordan McFadden, helping pave a path. Sometimes you go behind your best players. Good call there by Brandon Streaker.
There are some new faces and new places on that offensive line. Although McFadden, as you mentioned, is back. It's his 26th career start. That's the most of anybody on offense. You got Marcus Tate at left guard, who was a starter last year as a true freshman. Their center, Will Putnam, he played guard last year. Walker Parks, the right guard, he was a tackle last year. And then their right tackle is an 18-year-old, a true freshman. Just the 3rd true freshman to start a season opener at tackle in the history of Clemson football. Now can Georgia Tech muster up some offense? Be a touchback and come out to the 25-yard line. Now a quick word from Cheez-It.
I feel the cheesiest, but the chain puts the extra cheese on the cracker.
It's here. Look at this. It's the cheesiest chain.
This is the cheesiest day of my life.
Cheez-It. Feeling the cheesiest.
Instead of the turnover chain, you got the Cheez-It chain. Tried to get Luke's to wear that today, but he just settled for the Cheez-Its instead.
No way. I'm worried about wins and losses. I don't care about the Cheez-It chain. I care about the Cheez-Its, just like you said.
Through the last 6 plays, -2 yards for Georgia Tech. Early second quarter, 7-0 after the block punt, and a long pass that's high but caught at the 30-yard line. E.J. Jenkins, he's tackled immediately, but they get something out of that. 5 yards, they'll take it the way the offense had been moving the ball before. It was non-existent.
You mentioned the pass was high. 6'7", 240-pound E.J. Jenkins outside, going up to get it. Nice job. Good strong hand securing the catch.
Try to target him more. Transfer from South Carolina, also played at St. Francis. Here's a run play. And Dante Smith sneaking under an arm tackle to get a much-needed first down for Georgia Tech.
No question, a little shiftiness here by Dante Smith. Under the arms of Brian Brzee coming off the cut block. Brzee got to tackle a little bit lower, but a nice run to move the sticks.
From the 36, Sims to Smith out in space, able to break a tackle, and then grounded at the 43-yard line. Levante Bentley eventually on the takedown, but Georgia Tech now getting some positive plays.
No question. Look, they're trying to replace Jahmyr Gibbs, Jordan Mason. Dante Smith was here last year as the third back. Excellent job with the stiff arm and spin to get yards after the catch. Maybe he's a little spark this Georgia Tech offense needs.
Brett Davis missed the tackle. Pressure off the edge. Sims gets rid of it. And you see the arm talent on display there. A bullet into Clemson territory. Again to Nate McCollum, who he has targeted often here tonight.
Well, it's underneath zone coverage, and it's an excellent job of McCollum shutting it down right there in that open window. And a quick find by Jeff Sims on target as this drive continues. Picking up the tempo here, Dave.
Sims with time, fires over the middle, and it's caught again for a first down by McCollum. Well, talking with the Georgia Tech coaches, they said how much Jeff Sims has grown as a leader.
Look at the pocket here. Outstanding job on the offensive line. He's comfortably stepped into the throw, a little behind McCollum, but a nice job reaching behind and making the catch.
Pressure in the face of Sims, and the pass is high. And incomplete. He was going for Benson. Talking before about the growth and leadership of Jeff Sims. Here's a small example. One of the things they have at Georgia Tech is they say, leave your locker better than when you found it. So make sure you clean up. Well, yesterday, Jeff Sims sent a text to the head coach and to the trainer. There was a piece of his equipment hanging up in the locker. He wanted them to make sure they knew that he was drying his pants. That it wasn't left there by mistake. He wasn't forgetting about the rule. He wanted to show leadership as there's a penalty marker down and let his coach know that he's taking accountability and being responsible.
False start. Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty, second down.
And the reason we tell that story is that those are the kind of things that weren't happening. He's an introvert. They wanted to see more leadership out of him. He broke the team down after practice on Friday, something he didn't do previously.
Growing as a leader, maturity, accountability, all the things you want and need in your starting quarterback. And that's what Jeff Sims has shown this staff here this fall.
But the penalties continue to hurt Georgia Tech's progress. Second down and 15. Sims in trouble, trying to get out of there. He does. Past the 35 and scoots out of play. So he got the 5 yards back, showing that athletic ability. Ran for 3 touchdowns in a game here last year against North Carolina.
Don't lose contain. Miles Murphy came inside a little bit, opened up the back door for Jeff Sims. If he gets to that edge, he can really burn you with the speed in the open field. A big crucial third down here for this Georgia Tech offense. Nate McCollum in the near slot. He's been the go-to guy so far in this first half.
Best drive of the day for Georgia Tech. 7 plays, 41 yards. Can they keep it going? Here is a screen. This worked earlier. Smith, and he's tracked down and dropped. Boy, the speed of Trenton Simpson. No gain on the play. Looked like that might go for at least 5, but Simpson made sure it did not.
And expecting pressure, Wes Goodwin backs up, just plays coverage. And you took the words right out of my mouth, partner. Trenton Simpson, you want to talk about covering some ground. Identifies the screen, gets underneath the offensive lineman, an excellent open field tackle.
So they're going to go for the field goal. Jude Kelly is 1 for 6 in his career, and this is a 50-yard attempt. And it's no good. So Georgia Tech unable to come up with points. That penalty got them off track once they got into Clemson territory, and it remains 7-0 Tigers.
If it's us versus them, who you think gon' win? If it's us versus them, who you think gon' win? If it's us versus
The Chick-fil-A Kickoff on ESPN is brought to you by Xfinity. Unbeatable internet made to do anything so you can do anything.
Was there anything John Heisman didn't do? The guy invented the forward, or legalized the forward pass, originated the hike signal. Obviously the most important individual trophy in college football history is named after him. He not only coached football at Georgia Tech and Clemson, he coached baseball at both places too. Wow. Uiagalelei again, a little trouble with a snap. The ball's on the ground, but an incomplete pass intended for Ngata. They just can't get going offensively.
And it's another conservative play call, right, Tom?
Yes.
I mean, just a wide receiver screen, trying to get Ngata the ball. Snap was low, by the way. But man, still keeping the handcuffs on DJ.
New center, as we talked about, guys, new center, Will Putnam.
Yep. It's almost that they're fearful of taking any shots downfield. Give some guys a chance. You got playmakers.
Uyunglele over the middle. Big hit at the 40-yard line and got it driven back by Jalen King. So gain of 7, 3rd and 3 coming up.
Excellent recognition by King, sitting back in the safety spot, anticipating the route, drives on it, and a quality tackle. Will Shipley saw him on the touchdown. He hasn't had that big of a factor in this game. Excellent catcher of the football in the backfield.
DJ looking, now airs it out, got a man, it's caught inside the 40 by Collins, and inside the 35. Finally a ball thrown down the field, and it gets him inside the 35, 26 yards.
Well, it's a nice throw, good clean pocket for DJ to step into it. Corner route there by Bo Collins, and coverage sitting way back. Nice pitch and catch to move the chains.
Again, snap a little off, swing pass to Shipley. Did this a lot last year. Shipley has the edge and knocked out of bounds at the 20, but 14 more yards for Shipley.
What's excellent blocking on the perimeter. Spector and Ngata, outstanding job securing their blocks and allowing Shipley to get out in open space. Right on cue, he catches the ball so fluid out of the backfield. You get him in space, and it's a problem.
Dangerous time here for Georgia Tech defensively. The way Clemson's defense has played and Georgia Tech's offense has struggled. Uyunglele on a design run inside the 15, breaks a tackle, can't keep his feet, but did get a first down to the 8-yard line, so a gain of 12 for Uyunglele.
DJ showing the ability to make the man miss. Design quarterback draw. Really nice job putting his foot in the ground, making that safety miss. Claps his hands, wishing he could have kept his balance and found the end zone.
Dusty, I think they would have done a lot more of this with him a year ago had he been lighter like he is now, 30 pounds, and had a healthy wheel.
Looks nimble out there, Tom.
He does.
Give to Shipley, down to about the 6. And what you guys are talking about, you know, the bowl game last year, he was at 250, and he told us he lost 30 pounds. So at some point last year, again, doing the Syracuse math, 265. I mean, he's 235 now, so at some point last year, he was 265. Looks much better physically this year.
Just a little bit lighter than you, right?
Close. Okay. When's weigh-in? Post-game or pre-game, though? 2nd and goal from the 6. Uyunglele on the rollout, fires, incomplete. Going for Davis Allen, the tight end. It's a huge 3rd down and goal coming up now.
I like the play call. He's got the shovel pass underneath to Shipley if he wants it, but he wants to find his tight end just off target, a hair. Davis Allen unable to bring that ball in. I like the decision by Streeter to move the pocket there, Tom.
Yeah, and Dusty just standing here right in front of DJ. He was kind of motioning, saying, hey, use 2 hands, use 2 hands. Let's extend out there and catch that football.
Not sure 3 hands would have caught that ball. So 3rd and goal from the 6. Big play here defensively for Georgia Tech. DJ looking, now forced to leave the pocket, throws back in the end zone. That's a strike, and it's a touchdown. Bo Collins got free in the back of the end zone for 6.
Well, this is an outstanding route here by Bo Collins. Going to work inside, nothing's there. And as DJ breaks the pocket, he sees him, locates him, breaks off his route, works outside away from the coverage. And an excellent find by DJ Uyunglele, who clearly woke up and put together by far his best drive of this season in this ball game so far.
Those two guys know each other well. They've played high school football together for a couple of years. Bo Collins last year at 31 catches. He's the leading returning receiver for the Tigers, and he gets his first touchdown of 2022 and a big score for the Tigers. Correct. 2 shows now.
Yes, sir.
You're hard-working man.
Matt Berry, a guest on our shows during college football season.
I've been called worse by certain broadcast partners, not you, Dusty.
I would never. Dave, come on.
All right, so 14-0 Clemson. It just feels like, Dusty, that block punt changed everything because DJ Uiagalelei has played much better since that point.
Well, special teams is such a big part of the game. We saw that last night, right? That's how, the Florida State, the difference, a block kick. So that was really the catalyst to get, I think, this Clemson team engaged. The defense, boy, had they been ferocious. And that drive by DJ was so much needed. A couple of nice passes. We saw the mobility, the agility, running the football. You start to maybe wonder, is that exactly what he needed to get that confidence going and really use it as a springboard for the rest of this ballgame?
4 of 6 for 53 yards and a touchdown that last drive. Jeff Sims going to work and got his favorite target, Nate McCullum, a first down out to the 40. It's a critical 4 minutes here for Georgia Tech. Can they get anything going to come up with points before halftime?
A lot of zone coverage here today from Clemson, and you need to. When you got a mobile quarterback like Sims, you don't want to run a lot of man. We continue to see McCullum sit it down in the perfect spots. Nice pass there from Jeff Sims.
Well, and Dusty, you start to see some of the motion and the shifts that are letting Jeff Sims know if they're in man or zone, try to simplify things pre-snap.
Sims to the air, gets hit, gets rid of it, and he finds McDuffie out of the backfield. That was well done, despite being under duress for a gain of 7.
Tyler Davis with a nice inside move. How about Jeff Sims showing some strength and pocket presence to step up, not go down for the big defensive tackle, and locate his running back out of the backfield. Heads up play by Jeff Sims.
Jeff Sims only 3 incompletions. Did have the interception. And you see all kinds of movement pre-snap by Georgia Tech to get set up. Second down and 3. McCullum, and he's got a first down into Clemson territory. Still have all their timeouts. Tackle made by Sheridan Jones. 1st and 10 though for Georgia Tech.
Like the play call, get the ball out quick. Nice blocking on the perimeter. Nate McCullum moving the chains here once again.
Again, 13 catches all last year for Nate McCullum, who came to Georgia Tech as a football and baseball player. He's a sophomore. Sims to throw. Arm gets hit again, and it's almost picked off, and that would have been a house call for Nate Wiggins. And he pulled that one in. He was going to score quickly because he's got great speed. But again, the arm hit. We saw that in the first quarter on the first play of the game from scrimmage that was picked off by Makuba.
Well, this pass rush can get home. KJ Henry again coming off the edge, gets the hands, the nice dip off the edge. Jordan Williams can't get his hands on him. And this is one Nate Wiggins going to be kicking himself. Chance to be one of the premier covers in college football.
Wide open across the middle. E.J. Jenkins inside the 35. So a gain of 16. Plenty of time here. 2:18 and counting with 3 timeouts.
They brought Trenton Simpson, vacate that space and replace where the blitz comes from. Nice job once again by Jeff Sims.
E.J. Jenkins transfer from South Carolina. Sims taken off here. Brian Brzee slings into the ground for a sack and a loss of 2 on the play. Brzee missed most of last year with the knee injury and then hurt his shoulder and missed the spring.
Watch the hands here. Okay, little shake here. He's going to start inside. Little shake, gets the hands off the rip, works out. So well done by Brian Brzee.
2nd down and 12. Clock moving, 1:40 and counting. Delayed pressure. Sims across the middle. It's dropped, thrown behind E.J. Jenkins. That was kind of funny. We were talking with Brzee this week, and he said growing up his favorite player was J.J. Watt, and then as he got older it became Aaron Donald. Like, J.J. Watt's still playing. It's not like he's 40.
That's right.
And he does look a little bit like J.J. Watt, 6'5", 300.
Big body guy, good first step. Looks nothing like Aaron Donald, and talk about 2 polar opposites as players.
Exactly.
But both dominant in their own right.
Aaron Donald, best defensive player maybe ever, but he's 5'10", 5'11". 3rd down and 12 for Georgia Tech on the 35. And they're just going to get some yardage, and Sims did more than that. He got him to the 28. Now maybe Georgia Tech has a decision. 4th and 5. Again, you got some issues with kickers. You're down 14-0. 45-yarder or so from here. What do you do if you're Jeff Collins?
Feels like with that play call on 3rd down, he'd be going for it.
Timeout, Clemson. Their 2nd timeout.
We'll find out what Jeff Collins does in a moment. Apparel coverage provided by Goodyear, road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. So Georgia Tech on 4th down and 5 from the Clemson 28 is bringing on the field goal team. Jude Kelly, who's 1 for 7 for his career, 0 for 1 tonight, missed a 50-yarder. We're debating during the break whether they ran that last play to get a little bit closer for their kicker or to maybe go for it on 4th down.
And he ran right to the hash, and clearly Jeff Collins want to walk away with some points out of this drive.
Plenty of time for Clemson too. They called the timeout earlier, and from 45 yards, Kelly splits the uprights and gets Georgia Tech on the board. So let's go back to the studio with a score 14-3, and here's Matt.
All right, guys, coming up with the Sling TV halftime report, we look back at Florida State's win last night. What a game it was, plus how the top 3 fared over the weekend. And we'll get an early look at week 2. Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway. Join me coming up on the Sling halftime report, Dave Pasch. Dave, I'm charging myself $1. Much classier than Dusty's co-host on radio. Back to you.
That's right.
Appreciate it, Matt.
Definitely $1 from Matt Berry. You know what I like a lot? Hey, it's good for Georgia Tech just to get points before after. I like that Clemson calls that timeout, though, because you know what that tells me? They're going to put the ball in their quarterback's hands here with 1:15 to go. And I don't know if in this situation a year ago, if it's the same mindset.
I was hoping for greater restitution from Matt, like a nice bottle of vino or dinner or something, but
hey,
I mean, $1.
We can work that out.
You got called Danny. He doesn't even know I'm here.
Everyone knows you're there, Tommy.
You do, because you're my pal.
All right, so Will Shipley back. Clemson has 1 timeout left, 1:15 to go. Georgia Tech had not scored in 10-plus quarters. The last 124 points were scored by the opponent. Touchback, and we'll come out to the 25. Let's take a look, Dusty, at our drive recap brought to you by Prudential.
Well, we'll see if this sparks something for this offense and DJ Uiagalelei. A really nice job throughout this drive, finding Bo Collins, who's become his top target. We know what Will Shipley's capable of on the perimeter. You saw DJ make a nice little run, making people miss it. As he gets inside the 10, really like this. Getting outside the pocket, eyes up, as Bo Collins breaks his route off, and a nice find to cap off that touchdown drive.
Last 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Again, the block punt set it up. They scored on 4th down and goal. And then great throw to Bo Collins on the last touchdown. Let's see if they can get more points. Penalty flag down, though.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Never good off of a touchback to get a delay of game. So now you're off schedule. First penalty of the night for Clemson, though. It's been a clean game in that regard. They have put the ball on the ground a couple times. The lost fumble by Uiagalelei. We have not seen Cade Klubnik at all. Wonder if we'll see him at all in this game. The backup quarterback. Play action. Uiagalelei dumps it off to Antonio Williams. He gets out of bounds after a gain of about 8.
Wanted to take a shot there. You see the little pump fake. Wanted to take a shot down the field. It was covered. Throws it to his check down. A true freshman in Antonio Williams that I know you love, Tom.
Yeah, I think this guy's going to be a jet. He's going to be special. He's different than their other wideouts. Their other wideouts are big. He's a little bit smaller. But I also love the decision by DJ right there.
So clock is at 1:08. Still that 1 timeout. Uiagalelei pump fake. And now shows the arm strength, completing that after the hitch. And E.J. Williams fighting for yardage, gets the 1st down. 1:01 to go. Gain of 8. 1st down.
It's the 1st down, but he doesn't get out of bounds. Clemson's going to have to operate quickly.
No, I think he did get out of bounds. Yeah, did get out of bounds. So clock starts on the snap. 9 for 12 through the air for Uiagalelei. Looking for his check down again. Drops it off to Kobe Pace. And he's out of bounds. Shy of the 40. So not much there. 56 seconds to go. In fact, he stepped out around the 37, so only a gain of 1.
A lot of 2-eye safety looks here in coverage for this Georgia Tech secondary. Keeping everything in front. Good pressure on the inside. Quality wrap by Kevin Harris to force DJ just to locate the check down. Get out of bounds.
See if they get pressure again. They bring Ford. Uyunglele throws it away. Kyle Kennard was in the backfield for the Yellow Jackets, and they're getting some pressure with Ford.
Walking that true freshman Blake Miller right into his lap. It's a quality bull rush off the edge, and good coverage down the field.
Look at this, 3rd down now. I mean, you got a chance if you're Georgia Tech get the ball back.
You got all 3 timeouts as well.
To get to the 46-yard line. Uyunglele looking and sidearms it. And no first down, but a flag. Kobe Pace brought down by Charlie Thomas. And the penalty was thrown right at the Georgia Tech defender.
I think it's going to be on Jalen King as he comes in at the end of that. I don't think Jeff Collins likes it.
I mean, that's huge. You got a chance to get the ball back, and if this is targeting, you're going to lose Jalen King.
Personal foul, targeting, defense, number 14. The previous play is under further review.
I mean, this is huge. You lose a guy. He's their signal caller.
Most
on
reliable
defense.
guy they have in the secondary.
And you give Clemson a first down instead of getting the ball back.
Unbelievably punitive penalty if this targeting holds.
Watch at the end. Jalen King.
To me, like he was coming with his shoulder. Dave.
All right, let's bring in Matt Austin, our rules expert. Matt, is this targeting?
I do not think so. It looks like he comes in with the shoulder to the shoulder. He's not a defenseless player because he's a runner going to the ground. It would have to be crown of the helmet. So I think he's going to stay in the game.
Totally agree, Matt. I mean, as Pace is going to the ground, he's still up. He's not down yet. And Jalen King, you can see, smartly turns his body to use that shoulder, and he hits Pace right in the shoulder. Completely agree. This is it should, in my opinion, come off.
I agree. And so it would be 4th down and 3. Georgia Tech has all of its timeouts. The Yellow Jackets, the last couple drives, have moved the ball. They had one drive stalled by missed field goal, and then they did get points on their last possession. So maybe they can put some together to get 3 and get a 1-score game going into the locker room. Again, if you're just tuning in, it was scoreless. Clemson could do nothing offensively. Georgia Tech couldn't either, but then a block punt. Clemson got the ball at the 5-yard line, punched it in on 4th down. We also speculated, would they put Kate Klubnik in? Maybe the 4th, 5th, or 6th possession. And then when DJ struggled, you wonder, okay, are they saying we're going to kill this guy's confidence if we take him out?
There is no foul for targeting. 4th down.
So Jalen King stays in the game, and it's 4th down.
I know a lot of people get upset that the games take longer now, but on these targeting calls where you're out of a game, if you lose a player like Jalen King, it's catastrophic for Georgia Tech. I'm glad that we now go look at those and we make sure we get the call right.
Absolutely. Again, he's their signal caller on defense. Assuming Clemson punts the ball here. Nate McCullum is deep as the return man.
I think depending on where this punt ends up, Dave, is going to be dependent on if they're going to put the ball in Jeff Sims' hands and let him make a run and a drive here before the break.
Clemson last year won 10 games for the 11th straight year. Obviously, a lot of fans and Clemson players and coaches are disappointed they didn't make the playoff. They had gone to the college football playoff 6 consecutive years, as there is a conference that's still ongoing at the 35-yard line.
Become one of the models of consistency in college football, and what Dabo Swinney has built there, the culture that they have, and again, we had their bowl game, no opt-outs. Everybody's all in,
right? And
each and every game means the world to this program and this team, and he just does it the right way. I really respect the way he's built this thing, and man, it's one thing to build it, but to sustain it, it's been impressive to watch.
Okay, still waiting for some communication here to tell us exactly what's going on. 14th full year for Dabo Swinney. Think about it, when he got the job, people couldn't pronounce his name. People couldn't pronounce Clemson. There was a P in there. There was a Z in there.
The clock was running. We were subject to a 10-second subtraction. Game clock operator.
Well, that's it.
Georgia Tech wants the 10-second subtraction. Yes. Set the game clock to 33 seconds.
It's interesting. Georgia Tech
on my signal.
Could have used the time. Why would you use a timeout and just see what happens on the punt? Why would you take 10 seconds off the clock?
Completely agree. Surprised that was a decision there by Jeff Collins.
What if you block the punt? What if you get a great return?
A lot of scenarios that could play itself out. You'd like to have as much time on the clock as you possibly can. I guess he's saying I'd rather have my timeouts.
I think he's saying I'd rather just get to halftime.
Can't take them with you.
No, you cannot.
That's bizarre, guys.
But just finishing up on the job that Dabo's done. He took over. Tommy Bowden stepped away in the middle of the 2008 season. They were playing Georgia Tech. That was Dabo's first game. And early on, it took a couple years. They beat Auburn the year after they won the national championship. That kind of kick-started the program. And you just think they become a blue chip program in college football. Now, they had won a national championship before, but it was 1981. And they had some good years in the late 80s. But they went a long time.
Timeout Clemson. Their third and final timeout.
Hovering around 500. They'd have an 8 or 9 win season in there. But Dabo Swinney now year in, year out. 2 national championships. And you said it. Nobody transferred. Everybody that was there in the spring and here in the fall, the bowl game last year, all the NFL guys, they played. Now, Brian Brzee was out with an injury, but Andrew Booth was a second-round pick of Minnesota. He played in that game, and there were others. And that tells you that there is a culture that's been built that guys are believing and following.
Complete and total buy-in. What do you give us the stat? They had 109 kids during spring practice. All 109 of those are there, a part of this team throughout fall camp and to start this season. People love playing football for Dabo Swinney and being a part of that Clemson culture.
Still don't understand, though. You just let the clock go and you basically waste the time there. And now there's no return man back, so Georgia Tech's going to go after this? No, they're not. But they're just going to let the clock run down here. Goes out of bounds, I think, with a second left. Nope, the official saying halftime. Clemson will get the ball to start the second half.
I'm befuzzled, Dave. Befuddled and puzzled all in one. Befuzzled.
Interesting decision. But it could be worse. Clemson only up 11. A lot of people thought that'd be the score 5 minutes into the game. The way Georgia Tech struggled last year with just 3 wins. But hey, this was a close game between these two teams a year ago. Final score was 14-8. Georgia Tech had a chance to win on 4th down, was stopped at the 2-yard line. All right, let's check in with Tom, who's got Dabo.
Well, Coach, tough sledding early on. You got hot a little bit, particularly in the passing game in the red zone. How do you get the run game going?
Well, we came right out of the gate. You know, it was a good opening drive, 3rd and, yard or whatever, and we get it kind of a little amped up, a little hot snap, high and hot. So we had to punt, then second drive right down the field, get, good balance, and we fumbled the ball. It's close. So then we got in a little bad field position for a couple then back-to-back scores. So, we just went a little up-tempo, took what they gave us right there. I thought we made a couple of nice plays, and, defense has played a great job, big play in special teams. So, first ball game, first half, we certainly got some things to clean up, but that's what halftime's all for.
Assess the play of DJ real quickly.
Well, good, other than the snap was disappointing. I mean, he'd like to have that back. I thought he held on the ball one time and took a sack. But, hey, he's made some plays, man. He's gotten a little rhythm, made a couple of big plays down the field, some good timing throws to Bo, and a nice little scramble for a touchdown. So, solid.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, so Clemson 14, Georgia Tech 3 at halftime here in Atlanta. We'll send it to Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, Jesse Palmer for the halftime report.
welcome back to Xfinity Kickoff Week.
Welcome back to the Chick-fil-A kickoff game as part of our Xfinity Kickoff Week. From Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, you're watching the ACC on ESPN. This is a Georgia Tech home game. Yellow Jackets down to Clemson 14-3. And Clemson will get the ball to start the second half. Gavin Stewart kicking it off to Will Shipley. Tigers ranked 4th in the country. Had a block punt that helped spark their team in the first half. Led to 2 touchdowns. We look at our first half stats brought to you by John Deere. DJ Uiagalelei really picked it up after that block punt. Had a passing touchdown. Rushing yards for Georgia Tech 19, and they were all by their quarterback, Jeff Sims. The running backs had none, and they struggled on third down against this elite Clemson defense. Just 1 for 8 for Georgia Tech.
And Georgia Tech came to play, minus the block punt. Defensively, they've been giving Clemson all they want. The biggest surprise for me is Clemson's inability to really run the football effectively in that first half.
See if they started off with Will Shipley on the ground. They do. And Shipley doesn't get much. Only a yard brought down by Keon White. Here's Tom.
Hey, guys, just coming out of the half, talking to the Georgia Tech head coach, Jeff Collins. I know a lot of us were kind of perplexed by the move to not call a timeout and allow for a 10-second runoff at the end of the second quarter. I asked him point blank, explain it to me. He says, I really felt and I believed that if I called timeout, that Dabo Swinney would go for it, and I didn't want them to have any time on the clock to have an opportunity to get more points. Now, is that logical? That's for everybody to debate. That's the answer I got.
All right, Luke, thank you. Second down and 9. And Shipley stumbles but gets positive yardage. Dragged to the ground at the 32. So a pickup of 6 on the play. Third down and 3 coming up.
But then if you get the stop, it was on the 43. You get the stop, you get the football with timeouts on Clemson's side of the field.
And over 30 seconds to go.
The way his defense has been playing, interesting logic, but
it's interesting too, Dusty, you talk about Clemson's inability to run the football consistently, and talking to Dabo, you saw right there going off into the locker room, he felt they ran it well. I was surprised to hear that answer.
Well, they go empty here. Shipley, a really good receiver. He's at the top of your screen on third down and 3. Uiagalelei in trouble, gets hit, and then gets rid of the ball. And it's picked up at the 25-yard line. His arm was going forward, though. It's an incomplete pass. The question is that grounding? He was not outside the pocket. Will it cost him some yardage? Yes. And there's the flag. So it's going to be 4th down anyway.
In terms of the grounding, offense number 5. Penalties lost it down and it's swatted a foul. 4th down.
And Keon White has been in the backfield often.
Well, there's a matchup they've identified. It's the true freshman Blake Miller, and Keon White is having himself a day. Jeff Collins told us they're excited about watching him. Last year, injured before the year, and a basketball injury. Missed a lot of the season. Only played in the last 4 games. Was never 100%. And Keon White is having himself a day. He's been lined up on the outside as a 5 technique, inside, over the guard, and really putting together a quality opener here against Clemson.
The coach has told us Keon White loves football, just loves football so much. They are all excited about the all-blue uniforms they told him about. He says, I don't care. I'd go out there in my practice jersey. I can't wait to play for Tech after starting out his career at Old Dominion. As McCullum gets nailed out of bounds, but Georgia Tech's got good field position to start this drive.
Kind of like that mentality, Dave. This Clemson defense, it has been ferocious and as advertised. Negative plays. They've been number 1 in the country since 2012 in tackles for loss. 5 in that first half. As you see Brian Brzee getting down the line of scrimmage, making plays. How about Trey Williams and Aroro changing the line of scrimmage, playing on the other side of the football. New defensive coordinator, but same result with Clemson owning the line of scrimmage and creating a lot of negative plays.
The defense looked like last year, but the offense looked like last year as well. Movement by Georgia Tech. You saw the shift by Clemson pre-snap, and the right side of the offensive line for Georgia Tech bit.
That's the 3rd time that's happened. So you get a move call right before the snap. The defensive linemen, they move laterally. They don't move forward.
Delay of game, defense number 11. Movement's not coming into the game. 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
First down.
So
Interesting.
They call it on Brian Brzee. You look at the defense tonight compared to last year when they were 15th in total defense, second in points per game allowed, just the 3 tonight. They just gave Georgia Tech 5 yards there on the Brzee penalty. I don't know how that was any different than what we saw earlier, perhaps more demonstrative, and that's why they made the call. And Smith with a gap. They run it well here, down to the 40-yard line. Best run by a running back for Georgia Tech today. It's a gain of 12.
Well, Pierce Quick, the Alabama transfer, is going to get out in front, and then it's going to be Luke Benson. Nice job opening up that hole, and whoo, shiftiness by Dante Smith in the open field.
Tech going up tempo from the Clemson 41. They've been able to get into Clemson territory a few times, and down goes Sims. Fumble the ball. It's still free, and Georgia Tech able to recover. KJ Henry, for the 3rd time, gets to Jeff Sims, gets his hand on the arm. This time the ball came out.
KJ Henry, a little stutter, arm over with the rip to clean those hands off. And you don't just get to the quarterback, he gets the ball out. Excellent job knocking that ball free. KJ Henry having himself a ball game. First play of the game, right? He had a big hit on that interception.
Yep.
He's been coming all night.
Corey Robinson with heads-up play to jump on it. 2nd down and 18. And Sims hands it off. And breaking tackle, stiff-arming Smith. Gets good yardage there on 2nd and 18. Picks up 11 to put him in 3rd and reasonable. Can they get 4 or 5 more yards here and get to field goal range?
It's a really nice job running in the open field. And look, they brought in Hassan Hall, Dylan McDuffie to try to replace the departed running back, but it's the guy who's been here a while, Dante Smith, who's been the biggest bright spot at running back for Georgia Tech.
Right, Jahmyr Gibbs transferred to Alabama, their leading rusher from a year ago. Sims going deep, got a man, but he overthrew the receiver inside the 20, Malachi Carter. Big hit by Jalen Phillips. Sims missed him. Now it's 4th and 6. You're kind of in no man's land. We'll see if the Jackets go for it here.
We had an opportunity to locate Malachi Carter, just misses him inside. Put that ball outside away from the defender and make it a catchable ball.
He had him, Dusty.
I know.
Just got to be accurate with the football. You got to make those plays against this defense.
Georgia Tech going to call a timeout here. Boy, you'd love to think they'd want to save that.
Timeout, Georgia Tech, they're first.
Love to save it for the 4th quarter, but they burn it here to talk about what they're going to do on 4th down and 6. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Georgia Tech electing to go for it on 4th down and 6 from the 37. Their kicker, Jude Kelly, missed a 50-yarder earlier. This would be about a 55-yarder. Well, maybe you punt, you pin him deep, you force DJ Oyunglele to move the team down the field, but they're going for it here. Down 14-3. Sims over the middle, and it's caught. A diving catch inside the 30-yard line by Malik Rutherford for a 1st down.
Big-time throw here by Jeff Sims. Clemson's dialing up, 0 pressure, nobody on the top of the field. Just a quick slant. That ball is on target. Wow, with some serious velocity.
So it's a 10-yard gain. Now they're inside the 30. 18 of 24 passing for Sims. The interception came on the first play from scrimmage. He'll run it here. 6'4", 220 pounds. Bouncing off defenders. And they finally blow it dead. Close to the line to gain. Near the 15-yard line, it is a 1st down.
You said it on the call, partner. Jeff Sims, big body guy. A little zone read. He gets to the edge, runs through Sheridan Jones before he gets escorted out of bounds. Quality read there by Jeff Sims, and good strong running in the open field.
Guy that was plagued by injuries last year, missed 5 games, but when he was on the field, he made a difference. Got a ton of talent, and we're starting to see that here. Again, movement by Georgia Tech. Did not appear that Clemson did anything to force that. Let's see. It's like 70 flags on the field.
False start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Get a lot of move calls pre-snap. Okay, so Clemson's lining up. You get a move call from the backer. Now they're changing their alignment, moving their gaps. And this Georgia Tech offensive line, you've seen them flinch many times here tonight with that movement up front.
That's Joe Fusel, a walk-on.
And Dusty, too. And Dave, I think the other thing is Georgia Tech can eliminate that with more tempo, getting up, snapping the ball. Don't let them dictate how they want to operate in the front.
They put Sims under center here on 1st down and 15. They fake the jet sweep and set up a screen. And McDuffie inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 12. The screens have worked tonight. That one for 9 yards before Barrett Carter made the takedown.
Use the defensive aggression against them. Good job by Jeff Sims, waiting, holding it, allowing that defense to come. Quality block by Pierce Quick out in front. Second nice block he's had on this drive.
Georgia Tech, it's been almost 11 quarters since they've scored a touchdown, going back to the end of last season. Just 3 wins a year ago. Sims in trouble, throws into traffic, and it was almost picked off. Intended for Luke Benson. There were 3 Clemson players in the area. Dangerous choice by Sims to throw it up. Sheridan Jones probably should have picked it off.
Boy, and it's KJ Henry once again. Game on the outside. The end's going to come inside first. The defensive tackle is going to wrap. Call that an exit. In first, tackle second. KJ Henry splits that double team. Another big hit on Jeff Sims.
Makuba actually the guy there that should have picked it off. 3rd down and 7 now at the 13-yard line. Sims with time waiting, fires end zone, got him in! Pulled in for the touchdown by E.J. Jenkins. Big target, big play for the 6'7" transfer.
Georgia Tech needed a big play, and that's exactly what they have. 6'7" wide receiver, put it up high away from the defender where only the wide receiver can make a play. Perfect placement on that football from Jeff Sims, and good strong hands to bring in that touchdown catch. Big time play from Jeff Sims and E.J. Jenkins.
9-play, 57-yard drive. The point after makes it 14-10 Clemson. Jeff Sims talked about the talent. You see it on display. Beautiful ball placement here to big E.J. Jenkins. First touchdown for Georgia Tech since November 13th of last year. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville down on the field. Man, it's been such a thrilling opening weekend of college football. A lot of people thought this was not going to be a close game, but the way Georgia Tech now has momentum, maybe we're in for another thrilling finish.
They brought some real fight tonight from the onset of this football game, and the way that offense responded on that drive, had not a whole lot going all night long, and they're able to put together that drive and cap it off with a beautiful touchdown pass from Jeff Sims. And now all of a sudden, partner, we got a ball game.
Which again makes the decision at the end of the second quarter not to put your offense on the field with time, just watching how they move the ball. Even that more curious. Be another touchback and come out to the 25 here.
Take a look back at that touchdown pass. See exactly what happened. As we're going to walk through this, okay, it's going to be a corner flat concept. Okay, they're in zone coverage. Cover 2. Makuba, the safety's got to get over the top. Sheridan Jones needs to give a little bit more ground. You'll see at the end of the play, Makuba turns and he looks at Sheridan Jones because Jones comes up on that flat route, allows that easy passing window for Jeff Sims. An excellent execution there by Georgia Tech. Love the play selection by Chip Long. An outstanding throw to finish it off.
Play action, and Uiagalelei, that's a forward pass, incomplete. There was some pressure as he was trying to dump it off to Brenningstool. Backside, there was pressure by Georgia Tech, and it looked like Uiagalelei had to rush that.
Dusty, I was standing right behind that. He just threw that in the dirt. He had to rush it a little bit, but he had plenty of lane to get the ball out.
So 2nd and 10. They got Maffa and Shipley in the backfield now. And Uiagalelei again with pressure. Tried to dump it off, and it was incomplete. So that's 2 consecutive plays that Sylvain Youngjuan has been in the backfield in the face of Uyunglele, and his backside where he had to at least think about it.
It's that true freshman once again. Look, Blake Miller, a lot of high praise. He's smart, he's tough, he's physical, he's nasty. He's also a true freshman. And Georgia Tech, it's like blood in the water, and there's sharks attacking him and applying constant pressure to the Clemson quarterback.
3rd down and 10. Uyunglele takes a shot, single coverage, a lot of contact, and there goes the flag. Dakari Collins, the intended receiver, Zamari Walton in coverage. Jeff Collins, I think, is saying there was some movement by Clemson pre-snap, but there was
pass
no
interference. Defense number 14. Automatic first down.
One of the offensive linemen may have come out of his stance early, but the officials didn't catch it.
Said 14. I think they mean 7, and clearly too much contact here by Zamari
Correction,
Walton.
number 7.
Never gets his head around. Contact all the way through the top of the route. It's the right call by the official.
Big penalty puts the ball at the Clemson 40-yard line as they convert the penalty on 3rd down and 10. Now they run the ball straight ahead with Maffa. And he's across the 45-yard line. 68 carries a year ago for the 6'1", 230-pound back. He's their change of pace in terms of putting in a guy that's a bruiser.
Showing that power there, lowering the shoulder, lowering the boom. A nice run off the right side. Big quality hole, which we haven't seen many of in this Clemson running game tonight.
Gain of 7 on 1st down. 6 minutes gone by here in the 3rd. Georgia Tech down 4. That's a pass play to Spector on the underhand toss, and he's got a 1st down to the 46-yard line before Charlie Thomas brings him down. Pickup of 7.
Little misdirection. Nice job on the left side by Davis Allen securing that block, and the big left tackle Jordan McFadden getting out in front. Well designed by the offensive coordinator Brandon Streeter.
Spector missed all of last year, but is back in an important part of their offense. Maffa gets some running room again. Maybe that's why they went to Maffa here. Start to lean on him a little bit. They were having trouble running the football, but Maffa gets 6 or 7 there.
They're getting push and movement off the football. Left side again. It's Davis Allen. It's Jordan McFadden paving the path.
Stoppage here. Another timeout by Georgia Tech. That means they have just 1 left for the entire game.
Timeout. Georgia Tech. 30-second timeout.
So only 1 left for Jeff Collins' team.
Why,
Dusty? Peculiar timeout there.
Yeah, why?
Maybe they had 10 guys out there. I mean, they were pretty quick to call timeout. Maybe they didn't have enough bodies.
And by the way, we've got to make a point. As USC, boy, impressive victory by them yesterday. Caleb Williams and that new host of toys he has look great. Should be an awesome matchup on the farm next week. But Jeff Collins, the way this Tech defense is playing, he's told us. He said, I'm going to have a bigger emphasis this year on the defensive side. I'm going to get back to what I know, and I'm going to work with my defensive coordinator, Andrew Thacker, and we're going to do our absolute best collectively to get this defense righted. And you see him out there very involved in everything going on here on the defensive side.
By the way, one of us did pick USC to make the college football playoff. We'll tease it and show you the picks later.
Oh, boy.
Based on your guys' reaction, I think people probably can figure out who it was that picked them. Maffa gets the 1st down inside the 35.
Are you insinuating that I wouldn't pick USC?
Yes, exactly. Well, your reaction and then Luke. So yes, I picked USC to make the college football playoff.
Mystery solved.
The other 3, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. We all had Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. You 2 guys have Clemson in the college football playoff. I'm going to ask you that again, though, later, based on what happens here tonight. Uyunglele going deep and back shoulder. Looked like it could have been caught through the hands of E.J. Williams, yet Walton in coverage there.
A lot of contact at the end of that route. Zamari Walton never got his head back, but not enough to draw the flag. Good job stepping up in the pocket by DJ. Out there.
Another nice play. by Walton there.
It was. He just never turned around. I was a little surprised he never got that head back.
6'3" on 6'3".
Big on big.
Walton, the 4-year starter at corner for Georgia Tech. 2nd and 10. Uyunglele over the middle. Brenning still on the grab. Inside the 25 and down to the 22-yard line. So another first down. Clemson getting close to the red zone. Charlie Thomas's helmet came off, so one of their best defensive players. He's got to go to the sideline for a play.
Good route by Brenningstool. Just a little stick route, turns, sits down inside the coverage, and a good find by DJ.
Good ball placement, too, because if he throws that to the outside, it's tipped.
Again, that throw before looked like it could have been caught by Williams. Would have been a great catch, but certainly a catchable ball.
The previous play is under review for possible targeting.
All right, so we'll come back and sort that out. Midway point of the third, Clemson driving, leading by 4. Targeting against Charlie Thomas of Georgia Tech. Let's bring in Matt Austin, our rules expert. The offensive player lowers his head, but that doesn't matter, right, Matt?
It really doesn't. It's all about what the defender does. And in this case, the defender definitely lowers his head. He attacks with force with the crown of his helmet. It's textbooks targeting, and he's done for the night.
And maybe the first half of their next game, and that's their leader, Charlie Thomas, on defense. Big loss. First down and 10 on the 11. And they're going to run Maffa again, and this time he does get positive yardage, but he got hit in the backfield. There's a little pushing and shoving going on in front of the Georgia Tech bench between Miles Sims and Bo Collins, but no penalty flag. Gain of 2.
Big loss with Charlie Thomas, Dave, and I think that's the right call. As Charlie Thomas came up, lowered his head, eyes up, see what you hit. Use the crown of that helmet. It's going to be called targeting every time.
10th play of the drive. 2nd and 8 on the 9 of Georgia Tech. Uyunglele in trouble in the backfield, and down he goes. Kyle Kennard in the backfield for the Yellow Jackets. A loss of 3.
Talk about completely obliterating a play coming down. He's the unblocked man. He tackles the running back. He tackles the quarterback. Kyle Kennard not going to be denied, and a big play setting up 3rd and long.
Can DJ Uyunglele make a big play here for Clemson, or will they have to settle for 3? He's had some really good throws on this drive. A little bit of a slow start to begin the drive with some off the mark tosses. See what he does here at 3rd down and 11. Looking to the end zone. Ngata can't come up with it. Incomplete. 4th down. Coverage by Sims.
Tight coverage there by Miles Sims. Tried to go with the back shoulder. Sims, nice job getting that hand in there. And Ngata unable to come up with a catch. That's quality defense. Good tight coverage. Get up there on the line of scrimmage. Run with him. It's in good position. Gets that left hand in there to knock the football away. Big time stop by Georgia Tech.
Dusty, I'd like to see some more air under that ball because you've got a 6'3" Sims guarding that. Give Ngata more of a chance.
30-yard field goal, 29-yard field goal attempt officially here. B.T. Potter. He extends the lead to 7, but Georgia Tech has to view that as a win. Still a 1-possession game. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill on what has been an exhilarating first weekend of the 2022 college football seasons. We've seen some surprises, some new stars emerge. For Clemson, if you're a Clemson fan, you have to feel like, okay, this is more of the same from what we saw last year. But also for Georgia Tech, a little bit different story. The defense looks better. Jeff Sims is healthy. The offense is different when he's on the field. So got to give Tech a little credit here as well.
No question. And you give some credit to Chip Long and Chris Winkie with that, right? Chris Winkie came in. He's been working with Jeff Sims. They felt that he really improved in his mechanics. We talked about his leadership, and it's showing up here in this ball game to this point.
You think about it, 3 consecutive 3-win seasons for Georgia Tech. Paul Johnson was here 11 years. They won 11 games twice, 2 Orange Bowls. Chan Gailey, prior to that, 6 years, only 1 losing season. So they're not used to the poor football for that long of stretches that we've seen from Georgia Tech. Maybe this is the year they turn it around in year 4 for Jeff Collins. On Saturday, Chick-fil-A welcomed the 2022 Chick-fil-A Scholars, restaurant team members who receive scholarships through Chick-fil-A's Remarkable Futures Initiative. In 2022, Chick-fil-A invested $24 million in college scholarships, awarded over 12,000 team members, reinforcing Chick-fil-A's long-standing commitment to education and helping team members achieve their academic dreams. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Good numbers for Jeff Sims. Again, the interception came on the very first play, and his arm was hit by K.J. Henry. First down from the 25. Sims in trouble. He had a great play in the backfield. Hassan Hall dumped for a loss of about 5 by Green.
Boy, Keith McGuire times up this blitz perfectly, and it comes wide open. Ball out quick. It's how you anticipate a route. You come up and you make an outstanding open field tackle. Good defense there by Malcolm Green.
Loss of 4. Clemson turning up the heat. Sims past the 25, past the 30, and out near the 32. That's an 11-yard gain for the big guy. They've been in 2nd and long several times, and it seems like every time they get a big play to get them in 3rd and reasonable.
Manageable. Now all of a sudden the playbook's wide open for Chip Long. You got to think in this spot, we saw earlier in a big 4th and 5, a dart on a slant, but man, quarterback run game feels appealing.
Sims pulls it back, and that throw was off target. They're trying to set up the wide receiver screen to Malachi Carter. It's 4th down.
It's really well played by Fred Davis. Fights through the blocking wide receiver, and even if this ball is delivered where it needs to be, it was like Fred Davis is going to make that play immediately. Good answer by this Clemson defense after the previous possession. Georgia Tech marched right down the field.
So Georgia Tech will punt it. David Shanahan. And Will Taylor is deep for the Tigers. This one drives Taylor back inside the 20. Fields it at the 18. And a flag is down as Taylor is tackled at the 25. 7-yard return after a 50-yard punt. Amari Harvey with the tackle. That flag thrown in the area of either holding or a block in the back by the return team, which would put Clemson inside its 15.
There's no foul on the play for a legal blindside block.
Okay.
First down.
It's important in terms of field position, so Clemson will start on the 24. Now a quick word from Cheez-It.
That's what I want for Christmas from you.
Cheez-Its or the chain?
I want the chain. Better pony up. Give me something nice. Sweet.
Come on, Dusty. You're a D lineman. You want the food.
I'm trying to watch my figure, Tom. Jeez.
For people that don't remember, Dusty at one point playing in the NFL was 300 pounds and had blonde hair down to his back. They need to do the side-by-sides. You see the headshot here.
You got a game here, Dave. Come on.
Can't fool the audience. Quick pitch. Shipley gets the edge. Dragged out of bounds after a gain of 6 to the 32.
Seeing him run the football a little bit more effectively here the last couple of drives. Nice job. Really leaned on the left side of that line. I think Jordan McFadden again getting out in front. Securing the edge and allowing Will Shipley to get a nice pickup on first down.
Good tackle there by 17, Demetrius Knight, having to fill in for Charlie Thomas. He's going to have big shoes to fill the rest of this half.
No doubt. Great point, Tom.
Uiagalelei, pump fake, steps back, facing pressure, and launches it out of bounds. Good coverage downfield. Keon White in the backfield again for Georgia Tech, and so is K.J. Wallace, Notre Dame transfer. So big 3rd down and 4 here.
It's really well done by Zamari Walton. DJ wanted to go to Bo Collins, but nowhere to deliver the football.
And you got a first-year play caller in Brandon Streeter. So you look at Cade Klubnik, the backup, the outstanding true freshman. Streeter called plays in the bowl game. Taking over for the departed Tony Elliott, now the head coach of Virginia. We'll see what he dials up here for his quarterback on 3rd and 4. Pressure off the edge. DJ hit. Uiagalelei spun, and then he flips it backwards to Shipley, who's got the first down past the 40-yard line. Great heads-up play. Little dangerous by Uiagalelei, but he finds Shipley.
Little Houdini here. Dial up the pressure. It gets home. Big body DJ Uiagalelei won't go down. Does deliver that ball before the knee's on the ground. And heads-up play by Will Shipley.
He's on the ground, Dusty.
Oh, man.
Will Shipley was on the ground.
So first down at the 42-yard line. Uiagalelei with a hitch over the middle. It's pulled in inside the 45-yard line by Davis Allen to the 42 for 16 yards.
Clemson pedal to the metal one more time. Look at this. An outstanding job by DJ Uiagalelei. Locating Shipley. Keep this drive alive. That might be a dun-dun-dun. Big time play there.
And they're in Georgia Tech territory at the 3-minute mark here of the 3rd. Uiagalelei has another completion across the middle. Down to the 35-yard line is Antonio Williams. They're hoping to get Adam Randall back at some point. Highly touted player, has got a knee injury. And otherwise, you look at this receiving core. Bo Collins, 31 catches last year. He was the leading receiver. They got a lot of younger guys in that receiving core, but a lot of talent. 2nd and 3. Uiagalelei, wide receiver screen. Williams, first down. Down to the 20-yard line. Right on cue. The true freshman Antonio Williams for 14 more yards.
I see what you're liking, Tom. Watch Brenningstool 9, the tight end, secure that edge. And you see the quickness and the ability to get upfield right now.
Kind of reminds you of a former Tiger and Amari Rogers, doesn't it?
I like the comp.
And off to Pace. Straight ahead inside the 15. Gain of 8 before Knight makes the stop. Nearing 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Clemson going up tempo. It's Pace again. And he stumbles inside the 10 for a first down. So 1st and goal from the 9 coming up. Nice drive here by Clemson.
Well, they're going. They want to go fast. They're calling for us. Hey, let's go. Let's go. We've got them on their heels. We got them tired.
9th play of the drive that's lasted 3 minutes.
Nice mix of run and passer on this drive, Dave. Keeping Georgia Tech a little bit off balance. Set up by that great play by DJ on 3rd and 4. Making something out of nothing.
Quarterback run. Uiagalelei breaks a tackle at the 5. Into the end zone for the touchdown. Second touchdown that he's accounted for today. 1 through the air and now 1 on the ground to push the lead to 13 with the extra point coming. Well, they talked, coaching staff did with us at length, and DJ talked about it with us as well, about how that dropped weight has really helped his agility, his athletic ability as well. Played a lot with a knee brace last year. It's off now. Looks a lot better running the football.
Well, let's just go quarterback counter. Pull backside guard. He's going to get a kick out block. Brenningstool is going to travel with him, get a seal, open up a nice hole for Uiagalelei. Runs through the arm tackle, steps over it as he strolls into the end zone. Well blocked off that left side. Boy, Jordan McFadden buries that defensive end. Really seeing them in this second half lean on the left side of that offensive line and find a lot of success.
Kind of interesting, too, to see Uiagalelei turn his back to the end zone and start talking to the defender.
Well, chirping?
It's dangerous, though, right? I mean, you don't want to get, as you're going to score.
That's right.
A taunting penalty. Don't know what was said. Wasn't a whole lot, but I'm sure the coaches watch that and they say, just run into the end zone. Don't turn your back. Start talking. So it's a 14-point lead late here in the 3rd. Potter kicking it to Hassan Hall. Let it go for a touchback. Saturday on ACC Network and the ESPN app, it's number 16 Miami taking on Southern Miss. You also got Clemson playing Furman. If you play on Monday in the ACC, your next game on Saturday is against an FCS opponent. Georgia Tech also playing one in Western Carolina. Boston College, Virginia Tech, ACC primetime football. ACC looks a lot more interesting after this weekend, with Florida State winning last night in particular.
Huge win for Florida State. Miami, I know it's Bethune-Cookman, but the Mario Cristobal era is up and running. And
Syracuse.
There's some nail biters, though. I mean, NC State, East Carolina down to the wire. North Carolina, that game they had there at Boone against App State. Interesting in the ACC this year, Dave.
McDuffie tripped up after a 3-yard gain. When you look at Clemson's schedule, they have to go to Wake, go to Florida State now. I mean, that game is always going to be tough because of the rivalry, but even more so after watching Florida State last night. They also have Miami at home. They go to Notre Dame and then play South Carolina at home. Always play one of the toughest schedules in the country, Clemson does. McDuffie straight ahead of the 31 for 4 more yards.
Forget the Q's now. I mean, that's maybe not just a gimme. You know, Baber's a nice win.
That game will be at Clemson on October 22nd.
At Wake Forest, you know, question is, when is Sam Hartman coming back? Will he be back? You know, NC State, they're so deep, so veteran. Devin Leary's a quality quarterback. That game at Florida State, as you mentioned, that's a little bit more interesting. It's going to be a fun year.
Pitt plays Tennessee on ABC this Saturday. It's a big game for the ACC. Sims, and it's dropped. That would have been a first down, but Luke Benson, speaking of Syracuse, he's transferred from Central New York. They're really high on him, but he put that one on the ground. 4th down.
Got to come up with this catch right here if you're Luke Benson. Raving about him. Those hands, don't allow that ball to get into your body. A quick 3 and out. Now that Georgia Tech defense that just had to be on the field 9 plays, got to go right back out there and try to slow down this Clemson offense. It feels like it's got a little bit of momentum here in the second half.
Shanahan will punt it to Taylor. Clemson blocked a punt in the first half, and that led to a touchdown. Taylor secures it at the 22-yard line. So 2 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Take a look at some week 1 storylines. The game that was here Saturday, Georgia looked like another national championship contender.
They're incredible. Stetson Bennett was on fire. That offense, wow, what a performance.
Ohio State beat Notre Dame in a good game. Defense for Ohio State, really good in the second half.
Jim Knowles' acquisition sure like it paid off in the first game, but a good start. The Marcus Freeman era. Notre Dame wasn't backing down. And how about that finish last night, partner? Holy smokes.
And how about just the fact that they're 2-0 for the first time in 6 years?
Wow.
Florida State.
Big win for Mike Norvell.
Run play on first down, nowhere to go. For Pace, brought down for a loss back at the 19-yard line. Micaiah Scott was in the backfield along with Youngjuan for Georgia Tech. And that's the end of 3 here in Atlanta. DJ Uiagalelei, maybe the play of the game that keeps a drive going. They end up getting into the end zone eventually. And they lead now 24-10 as we go to the 4th in Atlanta. Welcome back to Atlanta for the 4th quarter. Chick-fil-A kickoff between 4th-ranked Clemson and Georgia Tech. 24-10, the Tigers lead it. DJ Uiagalelei with a touchdown pass and a touchdown run in that 3rd quarter to extend the lead to 14. Meanwhile, the Clemson defense been in the backfield a lot tonight. Georgia Tech at 7 plays, negative plays, 7 tackles for a loss for Clemson, 2 forced fumbles. Uiagalelei dumps it off to Pace, and he's past the 25 and out to the 27. So that's a gain of 8 on 2nd and 13. Youngjuan with a little pressure, but Uiagalelei handled that easily. Look at this.
Wow.
Under Dabo, 111-0 when leading by 10 points or more through 3 quarters.
It's an impressive stat, man. Talk about finishing and closing out games. It's a powerful stat. When Clemson takes the lead like that heading into the 4th quarter.
Clemson's been good on 3rd down this half. Uiagalelei from the pocket, going deep, and it's caught for 1st down by Davis Davis Allen. That was a great throw to the 45 of Georgia Tech for 28 yards.
I love the protection. Gives him plenty of time to stand firm and strong. Good platform and base, steps into this throw, and it's a dime. Up top, Davis Allen climbing the ladder and bringing it in. Nice third down conversion for Clemson.
DJ's made some big plays in key moments here in the second half at quarterback for Clemson. First down at the 45, zips it over the middle, and it's put on the ground. Dropped by E.J. Williams.
Dusty, I think that was the most accurate ball on the corner route to Davis Allen he's thrown all night.
I'm with you, man. That was perfect. Well placed. Like his pocket presence. Talking about working on his footwork. It was all on display right there. But it starts with the protection. Allows him the opportunity to step into that throw.
So after the drop, second down and 10. And a design run here. Uiagalelei able to find a little bit of room. Dragged down at the 40-yard line by Keon White. Pick up of 5 or so.
Clearly, quarterback run is going to be a bigger piece of this offense this year with the slimmed down version of DJ Uiagalelei. You know, Tom, Brandon Streeter told us he likes it. He enjoys running the football. It gets him going throughout the course of a game. We've seen it quite a bit here tonight.
No doubt. It just puts so much pressure on the defense to have to account for an extra hat in the box.
He's run it 11 times. That's the official number. Third down and 6 here. Uiagalelei got single coverage downfield. Collins over the shoulder, can't come up with it, and no flag. There was some contact with Sims jostling downfield. We'll see if Clemson decides to go for it here on 4th down and 6 from the 41.
It's another really well-placed football, Dave. Wow. I thought it's one that Bo Collins could have come down with. A lot of hand fighting there.
Should have caught it, right?
For Miles Sims, absolutely should have caught it. Outstanding throw, outside shoulder.
How about this decision to go for it on 4th down and 6?
Kind of in no man's land, right there on the 41-yard line. Dabo's trying to put this game away right here on this drive.
And now a timeout by Clemson. First one taken by the Tigers. We've seen 2 drops on this drive.
Timeout, Clemson. They're first.
See that? Big pass, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill. Clemson deciding to punt, or at least that's how they're setting up. I'm sure Georgia Tech is on the lookout for a fake. Aiden Swanson. Now they shift, and Georgia Tech just used its last timeout. So they had the idea that maybe there was going to be a fake from Aiden Swanson.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. That third and final timeout. 30 seconds.
I wonder, did Clemson say, you know what, let's do this and just shift and see if they burn their last timeout?
Absolutely.
Potentially so. Let's see how they're going to react, right?
Look at
how
the way Dabo's laughing. That might be exactly what happened, but we're left to speculate. Let's go to the studio.
All right, guys, during this timeout speculation, I can tell you for certain over on ESPN2, we've got some U.S. Open tennis. Got to go back and forth, get on the app, watch all the programming we have for you, ESPN and ESPN2. Gentlemen?
We're still arguing it here, Matt.
Who's arguing?
But whether it was
talking
designed there to try to get Jeff Collins to call his last timeout, whether they were going to fake it.
I think it was.
Or just punt it and just shift around, move guys around. But there was a little grin on Dabo's face there as players came over.
It worked.
And just give other people, as they watch the film, something else to work on.
So now Georgia Tech down 2 scores and no timeouts remaining. That lands at the 9 and checks up, and downed by Clemson at the 13-yard line by R.J. Mickens. Well, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. In 2019, the Peach Bowl created a legacy fund which funds clinical trials to fight childhood cancer. And tonight, 2 patients, Will Brocksterman and Paul Sturtz, both of whom are now cancer-free, participated as honorary team captains in the pregame coin toss.
Very cool scene right there, Dave.
Georgia Tech back on offense. And again, pressure in the face of Sims, and the pass off target, incomplete. Mickens that was in the backfield from a safety spot. His dad Ray spent 11 years in the NFL.
Wes Goodwin still bringing some heat. Fourth quarter, not backing down. And we've talked a lot about that front four, but it's not going to change the identity of this defense. They're going to continue to be aggressive.
Sims on second down and throws a strike. Oh, the defender slipped. Malachi Carter fell down. Otherwise, he might still be running. Still, it's a 21-yard pickup.
But it's a bullet from Jeff Sims. Really nice pass. Fits it just over the corner, underneath the safety. Really well done there by Jeff Sims. I think there's a lot you can grow from this game. Really seems like he's improved in some areas as a passer.
He'll throw it again here on first down. In trouble, steps up to run, spins out of a tackle and gets positive yardage. Ball's on the ground, but I'm going to say that Sims was down. Wrapped up by Kevin Swint. Pickup of 3. Could have been sacked, though.
I mean, Sims a big-time recruit coming out, right, Tom? I mean, you had guys had him as a top 90 player in the country.
Yeah, top 5 dual threat, a former Florida State verbal commitment, recruited by everybody. This is the most comfortable I think we've seen him. He seems to have settled in. Credit Chip Long, credit quarterback coach Chris Wenke.
Coaches wanted to see how he'd do after he got hit a few times. He's done well. Throws here, and that's through the hands of E.J. Jenkins. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down and 7.
Last couple of drives now, we saw it on the Clemson side, a couple of drops and a pass that E.J. Jenkins needs to come up with. Ball is well placed, and he just let it go through his hands.
Let's see if Wes Goodwin dials it up here. Chip Long, the offensive coordinator, probably frustrated after that drop. 3rd down and 7. They're 2 for 12 on 3rd down today.
A.J. Henry's been feasting so far. Remember Z on the bottom of your screen.
Sims takes off, makes a move, gets hit and dropped. That was Trenton Swimson. Boy, we've seen him track guys and drop them a couple times in this game. 4th down, tackle punt.
That is a great angle on Jeff Sims, who's a tough guy to get out in the open space. Like a heat-seeking missile. Boom! Big hit.
Well, Georgia Tech now going to go for it. Looked like they were going to punt, but they're setting up to go on 4th down and 2. Maybe trying to just draw Clemson offside. The problem is they don't have a timeout, so it'd just be a delay of game penalty if they don't snap it. But they do snap it, and down goes Hassan Hall. He got tripped up, looked like by Jeff Sims, the quarterback. They collided, and Georgia Tech turns it over on downs at the 40-yard line.
The Chick-fil-A Kickoff on ESPN is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. It's the little things that make game day worth celebrating.
Aero coverage provided by Goodyear, road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville in Atlanta. Let's take a look at that last 4th down play. There was some contact between Sims and Hall, but maybe just after looking at this a few times, Hall just tripped.
Well, I feel like he lost his footing. Turf Monster got him, and it was well blocked off that left side. Louisville transfer keeps his footing. I think he might have the ability to get that 1st down. Instead, trips and falls, and it's Clemson ball on Georgia Tech's side of the field.
Right, chance to put it away here, especially without Georgia Tech having any timeouts. Out in space to Williams, inside the 35. Down to the 32 for about 8 yards, brought down by Derek Allen.
I'm going to be intrigued to see Antonio Williams throughout the course of this season. So fluid catching the ball, goes up and gets it almost effortless. And he gets right up the field immediately after the catch, Tom.
Yeah, he's just different, isn't he? We've seen, Bo and Dakari Collins and E.J. Williams. They're all big, tall, long guys. But this guy's a jackrabbit in cleats.
2nd down and 2. Off the left side, Mappa powers his way inside the 30. There is a penalty marker down at the 32.
Where do you find cleats for jackrabbits, Tom?
I don't know, but they're so quick and hoppity that they got to wear them or they'll lose their footing.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Defense, number 0. Half the distance to go from the end of the run. First down.
Point of emphasis this year. Yes. When you see it on the defense like that with Miles Sims.
Got to stay above the waist. As Miles Sims comes down, attacks that pulling tight end. As you mentioned, new point of emphasis this season on both sides of the ball, trying to stay off of people's knees, especially anywhere outside the tackle box.
So Clemson in the red zone. 10 minutes remaining. First down at the 14-yard line. They got the bruiser Maffa in there at running back. He gets it. Puts his head down and picks up about 3 yards. So DJ Uiagalelei has 208 passing yards. Remember last year, he had 0 300-yard games. 2 years ago, he burst onto the scene. 18-point come from behind win against Boston College in his first career start. Over 400 yards against Notre Dame. Didn't have great numbers last year. Clemson still won 10 games. We've seen probably a mixed bag from DJ Uiagalelei tonight as he throws it into the end zone here. And it's broken up incomplete. Another flag down. Samari Walton in coverage. They're just going to pick that flag up. So third down and 8, but would you agree with that mixed bag tonight?
I do agree with that. I think he's looked better and more comfortable at times here in the second half. And, you know, all we heard from is that he's just more confident. And we know that he's worked on a lot of the fundamentals, mechanics, especially that footwork area that we mentioned. And there's been some good that he can grow off of, but it hasn't been perfect. I think a mixed bag is the proper way to describe what we've seen here tonight.
Third down and 8 on the 12. Uiagalelei to throw, in trouble, steps up, and down he goes at the 14 for a sack. Still, though, Clemson has a great opportunity to add to the lead.
The Georgia Tech pressure has been coming all night throughout the course of this game, and feels like DJ might have missed his tight end, Davis Allen, in this route. Part of that rush gets to you, your eyes drop, you're not seeing the field, and he sits down right in the middle of the field, almost doing a jumping jack, but DJ unable to locate his open tight end.
So BT Potter on for 31-yard attempt, and he puts it through, and that extends the lead to 17 for fourth-ranked Clemson midway through the fourth. (27-10) Clemson leading Georgia Tech here in Atlanta. Fourth-ranked Tigers trying to get back to the college football playoffs. 6 straight appearances until last year. And the question coming into tonight and the season was, is DJ Uiagalelei the guy to get them back to the college football mountaintop, which would put his name in the pantheon of Clemson quarterback greats along with Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence? We've seen glimpses of brilliance, but we've also seen mistakes from Uiagalelei in this game. But the defense has been so good that they have a 17-point lead despite scoring just 27. Take a look at tonight's unbeatable performance brought to you by Xfinity.
That's KJ Henry from the onset, first play of the game. And you don't block tight ends with, or you don't block defensive ends with tight ends, or things like that happen. Big pressure on Sims, and it was an interception to start the season for this Tiger defense. And penetration's been the name of the game. Quick off the football and changing the line of scrimmage. He's been sensational. I love working the hands. Arm over, let's lead with a rip, get that ball out. Excellent game here tonight for KJ Henry.
Clemson has held Sims to 159 passing yards on 33 attempts. Dump off to McDuffie out near the 30 for 5 yards. No timeouts left for Georgia Tech, down 17. See the numbers for KJ Henry. Last year had 4.5 sacks.
Dusty, you know what I love about KJ is that was a top 5 overall player coming out of high school, and he didn't shine early. He didn't just burst onto the scene, and then he didn't leave. He toughed it out. He's earned himself one heck of a role.
Pass was too hot to handle that time for McDuffie. Third down.
It's a great point, Tom. And how often in college football now do we see if you're a really highly touted guy and it's not working out,
right?
You know, you look for somewhere else to go, and especially you can fall down the depth chart with all the talent they've amassed here at Clemson. Credit to him and his work ethic, and man, really paying off here in this opener of his final season.
We've called so many of those defensive linemen's names tonight. One guy we haven't called, I practiced all summer for it, Rook Arororo. And there's Brazil and Jeremiah Trotter teaming up to take down Sims on 3rd and 5. So it's 4th down and close to 10 now.
Yeah, Rook Arororo's another one we haven't seen a lot of. We've seen a lot of this man, Brian Brazil. Just great to see him back and healthy. Watch his hands here over the guard. Quick arm over, and he's past him before you can even blink. Excellent hands. Inside hand chops down the punch, the quick arm over, and it's a party at the quarterback. As Jeremiah Trotter
and another block. That's the second punt block, and it's scooped up at the 20-yard line, down to the 15. Billy Wiles blocked it. Bentley scooped it up. Wade Woodaz with the block punt, picked up by Bentley. Second block punt for Clemson tonight. Woodaz could have taken it off his foot.
Just like you draw it up in practice, Dave. Quality penetration, full extension. Take the ball off the foot.
True freshman. And then Levante Bentley wanted to score. Woodaz, a backup linebacker out of Tampa, Florida. So Clemson takes over inside the 20-yard line. It was the first block punt that totally changed momentum. The game was scoreless. Clemson needed something good to happen, and it came from special teams. The first block was by Carson Donnelly, recovered by Brandon Spector, who took it inside the 5, and then Clemson scored on 4th down. Woodaz gets the last one to see if the Tigers can pay it off and put this game away. With a fade to the corner of the end zone, and Collins can't come up with it. Kenan Johnson in coverage. 3rd down.
I like the placement of that football over his outside shoulder away from the defender. Collins turns his head inside initially, get that head outside, unable to bring it in. It's a very catchable ball. I think he's telling him.
Dusty, really well thrown ball.
Yeah.
It's almost as if he lost the ball a little bit because he didn't have his hands in a position to secure it.
Steps up to run. He's got already one rushing touchdown. Didn't score here, but he did get a 1st down inside the 5-yard line. Jalen King with the stop. 1st and goal for Clemson.
Nice piece of running here by DJ. The slight hesitation works out perfect. That's a design quarterback draw, well executed.
Shipley. And he's in for the Clemson touchdown, and that will put this one away. Second rushing touchdown today for Shipley.
And the second time they paid off the block punt with a Shipley rushing touchdown. Nice job off the left side. Will Putnam, Marcus Tate, good push, and a big hole to stroll into the end zone. And it's interesting, Dave. We focus so much on offense and defense, and so many times it's special teams. That's the difference, or the catalyst to really get somebody going. We've seen it all throughout this week 1 of college football, and we're seeing it here again tonight.
Point after is good. And the 4th-ranked Clemson Tigers, for a while, looked like this was going to be a fight. They only had a 4-point lead early in the 3rd quarter. But as you mentioned, Dusty, the special teams been the catalyst to what's going to be a win on the road for the Tigers. They lead 34-10. The last time Clemson blocked 2 punts in a game, it was pre-Dabo as the head coach. He was an assistant. It was 2007 against South Carolina. Touchback, Georgia Tech will start on the 25 with Clemson up 34-10. All right, let's take a look at our college football playoff predictions. Dusty and Luke's got together and said, all right, let's come up with the exact same 4 teams.
and I don't know, after watching yesterday, I might have Georgia higher. I don't think I'd have them at number 3, but
let's focus on the team you have at number 4. All right, you watched it tonight here in person. Do you still have Clemson 4?
I'll still keep them there. I won't change it. At this point, this defense is still stifling. I love what I saw from the special teams as well. And there's been some signs of good things from DJ, but he's going to have to improve. There's no question. But I still think this is a team equipped that can make their way through the ACC, win an ACC championship, and get back to the playoff.
Dante Smith gained of a couple. Luke, do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. Listen, it's week 1. We're going to go from week 1 and week 2. We're going to see greater improvements. I do think DJ's gained some confidence tonight. But when you are what this team is on defense, you always have a chance.
10 wins a year ago with that great defense, although DJ Uiagalelei struggled through more interceptions than touchdowns last year. New coordinators, there's Wes Goodwin, the D coordinator, and Brandon Streeter, the offensive coordinator. Did what Uiagalelei do in this game, is that enough?
No, it's got to continue to improve. First game, but he's going to have to continue to improve. Is it enough for him to keep his job? Absolutely. I mean, Dabo told us DJ is our quarterback.
No, and that wasn't my question. Is it enough to be a championship team? If you get each week what you got tonight from Uiagalelei, which was a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, there was a lost fumble in there. Yep, he did have some drops. His numbers would have been higher than 208 tonight, and that completion percentage would have been above 60. There were 3 drops, 2 that would have gone for probably another total of 50 yards.
One that could have been a touchdown over here by Collins, one in each end zone, right? So got to take everything into account. One thing this staff felt from a confidence perspective that helped him was that the piece around him would be better.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're going to have to not drop the football. We've seen some drops here tonight. But
guys, I'll ask you this, though. Do you think that Clemson's as improved in the offensive line as Dabo was thinking they are? I don't know if I'm quite there yet.
No, Georgia Tech got all over.
They did.
Got all over them up front for a large part of this game. So, no, that's another area it's going to have to continue to grow and improve.
Well, Clemson fans have been waiting to see Cade Klubnik, and we might right now, because, again, DJ's got his helmet off. Klubnik's got his on. Thought we'd see him at some point, and looks like he's going to come in with the game in hand. Antonio Williams is deep here for the punt by David Shanahan, who's been blocked twice. Out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. So Cade Klubnik, true freshman, 18 years old. Dabo Swinney compared his body type and his throwing style to Deshaun Watson.
Yes. High praise, to say the least, Dave. How about 53-0? 3-time state champion, Dabo told us. And a roar here from the Clemson crowd as the talented true freshman comes into the game.
Same high school as Drew Brees, Westlake, and Austin. Right now weighs about 195 pounds. That's 20 more than when he came in. So he's already put on some weight, got bigger and stronger. Keep it on the ground here with Dominique Thomas. And a gain of about 4. Obviously, Tom, you know Cade Klubnik as well as anybody. What stood out to you when you scouted him in high school?
Accuracy and decision making. I think that as good of an athlete as he is, the ball goes where it's supposed to go, when it's supposed to go there on a consistent basis. And he's very decisive. He doesn't hold on to the ball. He believes in what he sees and he gets the ball out.
Right on the sideline. Hard to tell if would have been in bounds had Hampton Earl caught it. 3rd down.
See some of the traits there from Cade Klubnik. Now he's young, but he was also a mid-year enrollee. That's one of the reasons everybody's so excited. And listen, let's call it what it is. This has been good for DJ Uiagalelei to have somebody nipping at his toes and that can actually play the game. That's an actual threat. Clemson didn't have that last year, guys.
On the rollout, Klubnik throws complete. First down to the 42-yard line. Will Taylor on the catch.
Looked pretty smooth there outside the pocket. I like the decision here. Let's move the pocket, pull a guard out in front. Locates his open man and just
look where the ball is.
Nice and smooth delivery right there from Cade Klubnik.
Yep.
Gain of 20 yards on the play.
His face mask could have caught that ball.
Not bad for your first pass in that Clemson uniform.
He enrolled in January. Throw it again here on a wide receiver screen. Drew Sweeney, coach's son, down to the 33-yard line. Dabo's son Will was here from 2017 to 2021, so Clay Sweeney comes in as a freshman. Drew's normally the holder, getting an opportunity to get some time here and gets a reception. On the run here, Klubnik, and he throws it away.
Good decision there by the true freshman. Nothing's there. Don't force anything. I was a little surprised we didn't see him try to sprint to get that first down on the sidelines. Thought that was an interesting part of the way Dabo described him. A faster Deshaun Watson. Clearly got some great speed, mobility.
And getting the first down. Right on cue with your point about the athletic ability.
You can tell he wants to punch this. He wants to finish this drive off, right?
He does, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Up quick.
Got some urgency to him.
Looking to the sidelines, trying to get a call in.
When you played at a high school program with the expectation level to perform that he has and to succeed and produce the way he has, this is all he knows.
Thomas finally down near the 20-yard line for about 9 more yards. We've seen Shipley, Pace, Maffa, and running back Dominique Thomas now getting some reps here. In closing time, Clemson, remember, won its final 6 games. The longest active streak in the Power 5 coming into this year. It's going to be 7 in a row, and then again their next big game is at Wake Forest, September 24th. Klubnik has a completion inside the 5 to Sweeney.
Little screen and go here. Fake the screen outside. The dart right up the seam to Sweeney. Fitting a tight window. Woo.
Accuracy.
He's looked pretty smooth.
Yes, he has.
First down and goal on the 4. And Thomas knocked down. Maybe a gain of 1. Ely on the tackle. Boy, when Georgia Tech lost Charlie Thomas, at that point, Clemson probably was on its way to a win, but 7:24 to go in the 3rd. When Thomas was ejected for targeting, he's really the heart and soul of that defense.
Really enjoy watching him on tape. Hated that's the way his evening ended, and he's going to have to miss the first half of their next game against Western Carolina. And you're right, the dam kind of burst once he went out of the game.
Cade Klubnik with his first career touchdown pass, finding Will Taylor. And Clemson's got 40 on the board.
A lot of move in the pocket all throughout that drive. Clearly, Brandon Streeter knows his young quarterback, very comfortable outside the pocket. He made that look easy, Tom.
Really did. And mature, right? Game's not too big. And I know it's the waning moments of the 4th quarter. But, boy, he looks experienced, doesn't he?
Just going to increase the appetite for Clemson fans to see more of it.
Timeout, Clemson, the 3rd and final timeout. 30 seconds.
You would think with the next couple of games, probably get to see a little bit more of Klubnik. 4 of 6, 49 yards and a touchdown on that drive.
It's framed to us that this is more of a, DJ behind Trevor situation. You really have to wonder, is it more of a Trevor behind Kelly Bryant situation? I think as this season progresses, we're going to see exactly how that plays out.
The first scenario means it's DJ's job. If it's the second scenario, it means there's competition. But as you said, we've been told right now there isn't competition. It's DJ's job.
Nice job by Will Taylor. Easy pitch and catch.
Regardless, though, guys, it's a good problem to have, right?
It is definitely a good problem to have. There is at least now a legitimate second option in Clemson, whereas last year they didn't feel that was necessarily the case.
You see DJ Uiagalelei, one of the first off the sideline to congratulate Cade Klubnik. Boy, it was really great talking with DJ this week. Such a delightful young man to talk with. And he admitted his mistakes from last year, but you just tell in talking with Dabo and the other coaches as well, the love they have. They want him to succeed. They want DJ Uiagalelei to succeed. Not just because of they think he's talented, but they love him as a person, what he stands for. And DJ said, after last year, struggled with a lot of things, just said, I've really leaned in my faith, and it's been big for me in terms of getting centered again and not having football mean everything, not living and dying and replaying every mistake, but just trying to enjoy the game again.
And these can be pressure cookers, man, right? And then, we're all humans. We've got other things going on. And when you get off to the start like you did last year against that stifling Georgia defense, and your confidence gets rattled and you can't really find your way, he did. He said he's much more centered and in a much better place. And good for him, regardless of the football side of it. Good for him for finding himself in a better place. But everybody's going to be watching where he goes from this point and seeing if we see that constant progression throughout the course of the season. Because let's be honest, with a defense like this and some of the other pieces in place, it's a team that has a great chance to be back in a college football playoff.
Sims keeps it, then throws it the last second incomplete. Look, it's not just the story of the year for Clemson. It's one of the top stories in college football.
That's right.
Sure.
Because if DJ Uiagalelei takes the next step and is great, Clemson's got a chance to win a national championship.
Dusty, don't you feel like to some degree we saw some conservative approach tonight with Brandon Streeter, at least initially in the first quarter and a half? In order for them to really separate from people, I think they're going to have to come up with some way of getting explosive plays on offense.
No question. Trust and allow him to push the football down the field.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Hassan Hall dragged down to the backfield by Sergio Allen. And look, it's 41-10. And at one point was 14-10. But Georgia Tech was in this game until late in the third. And again, no moral victories when you got 9 wins in 3 years. But at least it feels like there's a little progress here for Jeff Collins.
They showed up ready to play. And they came with an attacking mindset, at least from the onset, trying to take a shot on the very first play. Now, that shot came up empty. As a matter of fact, it came up in the hands of Clemson. But especially on the defensive side, they really showed some fight and just got outmanned as the game wore on.
Hassan Hall up to the 27. That could very well be the final play.
And I'll tell you, Georgia Tech's non-conference schedule, it is not easy.
Got Ole Miss in a couple weeks at Bobby Dodd. So that's it. Clemson wins it 41-10 at Georgia Tech. A couple of touchdowns accounted for DJ. Don't forget Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt is coming up next. And the Tigers run their win streak to 7 in a row with a 31-point win on the road. For Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill, our entire outstanding ESPN crew, I'm Dave Pasch. Thanks so long from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, where Clemson kicks off 2022 in victorious fashion with a 41-10 win over Georgia Tech. Scott Van Pelt's going to have Dabo Sweeney and all the sports news coming up on Sports Center. So long for now from Atlanta.